Good stuff.
Now we're live.
Now we're live. Hey guys.
Hi. Luke's just making me laugh just before we go live because he's really
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Woo! Hopefully it is actually live and you can actually hear us. And it looks like it's live, so yay!
It looks promising.
Let's pause it though, because otherwise it screws my computer. Something chronic. Hi guys, welcome to live. Woo!
I'm killing the camera. Hey, but look, new setup. You can see I have a sewing machine.
Yay!
And I'm in a seat. That's about all you guys can see, but I can see everything, so it's great. So welcome to our Sunday live stream. Where you'll not believe it, we are actually crafting. Shock horror.
Wow.
I've made the majority of a shirt for Molly. It looks more like a sort of Victor Lockhart style kind of bit of nightwear. In a sort of billowy-esque moment. Oh, Casually Quirky is here!
Hello!
Our brand new friend. Oh Yay. Wait, I finally made it to one of these. Yay! We finally made it as well. We've been having the worst time getting anything to work. So yeah, today it is myself, Luke and Mel. And we are in full-on con crunch. Big old con crunch time. We're doing Yasha and Molly today. Yeah. Doing our best to get as much of it as we physically can done. So powering through it on the sewing machine. You're doing a bit of hand sewing. Yeah. I'm at the point where, okay, I suppose we should just roll call where we're at. I've got trousers are done. That's about it. That's about it. Trousers are done. His wig is now done. His horns are mostly done. I just need to do our sort of rub and buff over them with some purple paint just to add a little bit of depth. Shirt is mostly done. Just need to finish off the neckline. And I got some lacy McGubbins I might add on, or I might not. Depends how I feel. I've got, as of about 2 hours ago, I decided I was going to add a waistcoat to the cosplay, because that's how we do. Mostly due to the fact that this is borderline see-through, and I'm wearing it in a fortnight's time in Birmingham. So I'm going to be cold. So adding a cheeky little second layer onto that. Oh, my tail, which I can't get to. I tried to scoot, but there was a bag behind me. My tail.
Yay! Oh my god,
got a tail. Any of you who have me on Instagram have probably seen a little bit of it. But we went for the spade because Spade won. My entire house smells a little bit like liquid latex now, because essentially he was made from tights with liquid latex over the top, so that it was a kind of skin-like feel. The finish on it is not good, but thankfully you guys on my bad webcam cannot see it. So it's doing not too bad. I just need to finish up the end of it, because that's how I've been hanging it to dry. I just need to finish up the end of it.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea, that, because it's got the bit anyway, so you can just like hang it and then, yeah.
Yeah, I've got elastic so that I can essentially make like a harness to wear it on underneath the trousers so that it stays where it should be. And then I'm just going to sew the rest of it into the trouser. So I'm going to slap him over there. So that's kind of where I'm up to. How's Yasha doing?
Yasha is doing good as of today. Yesterday she was being a goddamn nightmare, and I might have been screaming at Luke in PM, going ah!
You were screaming at anyone who came within earshot.
Yeah, it was a bad time. Basically, this lovely thing, because she has a lot of plait sort of detail. So essentially, that's my halter neck top. And then it kind of just sits like around, but it's also got a big old plait at the front. And trying to line that is real fun. So essentially, we ended up going for a floating lining, i.e. Mel didn't want to do it anymore. Because I was fighting it all day yesterday. I literally pinned it and unpinned it. It must have been about 4 times. And it just was not working because it wasn't sitting right because of this big platty boy. Like, it makes it really heavy in weird places. So it just wasn't sitting right at all. So yeah, that's what we decided to do yesterday. Eventually. Took me all day to do that. However, today, Luke also helped me with Cloaky Boy, because I have no clue on how to do cloaks. But obviously, again, halter neck with like nothing else. It's a bit chilly. And Yasha does have a cloak. But essentially, we've made this today. It's fully lined. Yay, again, floating hem. Yay, floating lining hem. And then this is what I'm basically doing, is attaching this furry bit on the top. So just kind of plaiting it, essentially. Not plaiting it, hand sewing it off. It has a ribbon at either side, so it like free floats with the ribbon. Luke showed me how to do it. It's real good. I'm so excited.
We got there.
But I managed to make that in a day compared to trying to line that thing all of yesterday.
Let's not talk about how long you've been trying to line. Melon lining in general just is not a thing.
No.
It just does not happen at all.
Both these things are both made of like wool mixed fabric. I'm allergic to wool.
Fun fact, yeah, Mel's allergic to wool, but she's hell-bent on using it at every possible... I mean,
it looks better.
Yes,
I went around the whole shop.
It does, but you also allergic. You're also allergic, Mel.
But also for a medieval
you should just go to
cosplay.
Yeah, next time go to IKEA. Just go to IKEA and buy a blanket.
I can't because IKEA is too far.
Next time you need one, I'll go to IKEA and I'll post you a blanket. And then we won't have to go through this thing where you'd have to line wool again. Because you're allergic to sheep. Okay, time to say hello to the people in the chat. So we've got, obviously, Casually Quirky is in here. We've got Alicia's come again. We've got Regan King saying glad I can make it to this one too. Casually Quirky is saying I have a con in 4 days and my cosplay is halfway done. I regret everything right now.
Buddy.
Like, we're not too bad in that we've got a fortnight before this con, but I have stuff on next weekend. I've got some friends coming over, so ideally I don't want to be like, hey guys, I know we're supposed to be having fun times together, but I'll be in the workroom. Just chat amongst yourselves. Just chat amongst yourselves. So I'm going to try and get as much as I feasibly can get done this weekend, and then try and get a couple of bits done through the week, and hopefully all I'll need to do kind of by next weekend is like pack and boost.
Like,
ready for prom!
My thing is, like, if once I've got her cloak done, because I've already got leggings, I've already got boots, once I've got her cloak done, she's essentially wearable, because again, I didn't want to necessarily freeze. But once that's done, like, I've got a wig, but technically I can put, like, extra bits in the wig, but, like, that's only if I've got time.
Yeah.
As long as she's wearable for prom, that's the main thing. She's going to try and finish her for, like, Insomnia, which is in another month. So, fingers crossed. We'll get there. But, like, considering now I'm sewing on the last bit, I should be fine. She should be wearable, which is good. Yay.
Never say anything. Never say anything.
I'm sewing on this bit. It's fine.
The cosplay gods can hear you. Heidi's in. She's saying, hey guys. Hey Heidi. And Casually is saying, that tail though. Thank you. It's not as good as I'd wanted, but it'll do, because I have a plan on how I want to do it in the long term. But it was requiring setup and prep and time that I wasn't able to give it when I was essentially. This is the workroom is where, because if you don't know, I moved last week. No, a week on Thursday ago. I moved house, so everything kind of looks, for the most part, the house looks like I've lived here for a minute, apart from in here, where this is where I've been storing everything that I've not dealt with yet, which for the most part is all cosplay stuff that I've not dealt with yet, but that has led to a lot of crap everywhere. So a little bit
that's
less
what happens
hospitable.
when you move house. You end up with stuff everywhere for a little bit, and then eventually it gets sorted.
Yes. So sadly, wasn't really in a place to be making a articulated multi-step tale out of various different pieces and having to like make latex grafts and stuff for it. I just wasn't happening at all. That was just not happening. So we went with this instead, and I've essentially made it in about 24 hours. It's not my best work, but at least he has a tale for the con, and that'll do.
That's why we like that'll do, and it's wearable, because then at least it's like, hey, you know what? It's fine. Like
all of his body parts that he needs are there.
Yeah.
Anything else is a bonus.
Well, that's what I'm like. I'm like, once his cloak's done, anything else is a bonus. And like, if I can get something else done next weekend, that'd be cool. But I'm also like, I'm going to be in the hairdresser most on Saturday. So essentially, I've got Sunday, and I've really struggled with motivation recently. So like for me, like cosplay and con motivation, because of obviously we've been not at cons since November. And I've just really been struggling, and like because
it's weird that Brum is the first and the last con of the year.
Yeah, it is.
Have you thought about that? That's wild.
That is awful.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute myself, my mic. I'll still be able to hear Mel, but essentially I'm gonna be sewing on the sewing machine, and that sounds like death. So I'll talk to you guys in a sec.
I'll go have a quick look in chat. Casually saying, "Oh, that looks so good." Heidi saying, "I've got 4 months to start my Lady Loki cosplay. My room to sort out after my house gets rewired, and to look after my mum and nan, and the book to finish to start another cosplay for MCM Glasgow." Whew, that's busy. Mind you, 4 months is a good while. You've just got to like not procrastinate as the worst procrastinator. Actually, no, I'm not the worst procrastinator. That'd be better. For me, it's always like, if I don't get something done, that's okay. Like, I'll wear something else instead. But yeah, considering Luke wanted to get Molly sorted for Brum, I was like, well, Molly and Yasha kind of go together, so it'd be quite nice to have Yasha ready for that. Because my original plan was to like just have her ready for Insomnia. But then I was like, but that would be cool. So yeah, that's kind of why I was like, hey, let's do this.
One wearable shirt.
Yay!
I think Molly is now officially wearable. I think I am going to put this around the neck bit, just for a bit extra Molliness. I probably won't do that just now because it's hand sewing, and y'all know how much I hate hand sewing.
Yeah, I love hand sewing. So.
It's the devil. So yeah, essentially, I'm just going to go around all the kind of neck and open chest bit for this bad boy. I'll pin it round and kind of deal with it from there. Cool. I'm excited.
Casually saying, how are you guys doing? Doing good. Just
our best.
We're both actually getting on with crafting and actually getting stuff done, which is good.
Crafting in the Craftstream? Who'd have believed? Who'd have thought it?
I know.
Regan King is saying, don't know if I'll be going to any cons, but I now do have more cosplays I want to do, having now binge watched Umbrella Academy this last week. I still haven't had a chance to... Hey, you know what would make my audio better if I put my mic back down?
Yes.
It's a good thing I can see myself in this mini screen, and I'll be like, that's why I sound like I'm talking to y'all from the bottom of a drain. Good God. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it properly, but I did read the comics a hot minute ago, and I am looking forward to. Have we frozen on the YouTubes? Because I can still see the back of my head, and I've.
Yeah, we have actually. Let me go to Skype.
Let's refresh and see if it
Skype.
catches up. Oh, it's gone blue. Is that just my screen, or it's probably just my screen?
No, it's frozen on my side, and I don't know why either. Because it's not working on Skype, so I don't get why it's frozen on the stream. Ah, come on, guys! Come on, machine. You can do it.
Oh, yeah. Is your screen going blue, or is it literally something with my screen? There we go. It's cool. It was my screen. I was like, everything is underwater. Please.
My cameras have frozen though, and I don't understand why, because Skype hasn't frozen. You have frozen. You have frozen.
Yeah, we know.
We know. We're trying to fix.
Doing our best.
Things. It's fine.
It was going too smoothly.
Apparently so. I don't want to remove them for obvious reasons. Click on it. No. Okay. Oh, yeah, I just need to like right click on it and reapply the thing, and hopefully that refreshes you. Ooh, there we go.
That refreshed you?
Yep, I mean you should be following. Yeah, there we go.
Yay! We're back!
Whip.
Or we will be. I'll see you as soon as I fling my arms bodily into the air on the thing. Because obviously there's a bit of there we go. There is a bit of a delay between what we're recording and when it gets to you, just because of how the stuff works. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, Umbrella Academy. Haven't watched it yet. Read comics. Super hype.
I watched
Klaus
some.
is a babe.
Yeah, I've watched some. I haven't finished them yet, but yeah, we were talking about last week, and yeah, it's good. Like I'm enjoying.
I might do that tonight for dinner.
It's really good.
Heidi's saying this will be my first cosplay made from a pattern from scratch. Patterns are hard, yo, but I think that while they're hard because they're like you're learning something. Because essentially every pattern that I've kind of ever used now, I've also reused later. I don't know if that's only because I basically do the same 3 types of cosplay on loop. You wouldn't be wrong in assuming that, because I do. The number of like I was looking for the essentially I was looking for the fabric for this shirt that I was just making for Molly last night, so I could cut it in prep for today. And as before mentioned, the workroom is a tip. Because everything, as I was moving, my cosplay stuff got packed last. The obvious things like tools and things all got packed with other tools, so it was easy to do that. But some fabric got mixed in with costumes because it's hard to tell at a glance. So I was going through and I was like, oh, I found the fabric. No, it was another poet shirt. Oh, I found the fabric. No, it was another poet shirt. Oh, I found the fabric. Had found the fabric by that point. I literally have 3 borderline identical shirts made out of the exact same floaty cream fabric.
Like, you have a very similar one for Armand, I know that.
It's literally that's I pulled it. Armand was the first one I pulled out the thing, and I was just like, for God's sake, I just have too many of the exact same basically article clothing with ever so slight differences. And then there's just the really ratty one that I use for Caleb.
Wow.
It's just it's got rust on it and everything. Like, it's wild. Regan saying, it's great, just can't decide which character I should attempt at the moment. What you should do is you should just make a list of all the ones that you want to do, and then just make your way through the list.
Yeah, welcome to Critical Role.
Basic. I was going to say, that's basically what I do with every fandom I get into. Casually saying, I can barely sew cutouts into a coat. I think it's harder to sew something into a pre-existing garment.
Oh, yeah.
He says as that is literally what he's about to attempt to do next. Because at least when you're just working from a pattern or something, then you can kind of see where you are in it, and how it all kind of fits together as you go.
Yeah, I don't really work with patterns because I don't understand them. Because my brain and shapes don't really work. That's why Luke had to ring me yesterday to talk me through how to do it. Because Mel's brain doesn't work that way. And then I had to like draw it out on a bit of paper. Where's my little drawing gone? Don't know, it's there. I had to like draw it out and go, Luke, is this right? So essentially you can't really see it, but I have a draw out of like how the cloak pattern should go.
I mean, it's basically the same as the bit I drew on a back of foam and sent to you last night.
Yeah.
It's like, you do this and then you put a bit of ribbon through. Thumbs up.
It was only when Bethan went, it's like you doing these ice bags, and went, oh!
Like, I could hear the light bulb moment for you. You're like, oh, I get it now. Okay, if you give me 1 sec, I'm going to go grab something to work on. Because I conveniently left all of my cosplay supplies, not in the workroom, but in the living room. It was slightly warmer in there, so I was being all cozy. Back in a moment.
Casually saying, my sewing skills involve me constantly stabbing myself and giving up on sewing machines. Now, it's not a bad thing. Like, I've been cosplaying 5 years now, and only the last 2 or 3 years have I really properly tried to make stuff with the sewing machine. Like, it was never really my interest for so long. I was like more interested in just like the character stuff, and very little interested in like actually making stuff. But I found I really enjoy it now, most of the time, except when I'm screaming at lining. But I also consider myself like kind of still a beginner in a lot of ways with stuff, and I feel like you're always going to feel that way with cosplay because there's so many different skills involved. Like, Luke and I were actually just discussing it just before the stream, and we were saying like he's very good with wigs and I'm terrible. But like, I can do makeup just about. So you always have different skills. Regan's saying, although in saying that, based on my own appearances, I would probably be able to pull off number 5, and I'm less likely to pull off Luther. They'll just have to be works in progress. Yeah, of course. Like, and the thing is as well, like, it doesn't matter like what your body shape and stuff is. Like, if you want to do something, just do it. Like, that's all I have to do. I'm like, I ain't built, but I still cosplay Jane from Firefly because I wanted to do him. I was like, why the heck not? You know? Yeah, I definitely have different skills and skill sets of stuff. That's why it's nice when you do get help from like other people. And it's why, like, if people ever ask us for advice or anything, we'll always happily give advice, because we've all had so much advice of other people and of ourselves as well. Like I said, literally Luke phoning me yesterday to explain how the heck to do this. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Casually quirky saying, making stuff seems fun. I've only made a coat and prop so far. I've cut a wig. It's not good, but I've cut it. I think I just need more practice. Oh, for sure. Like, it's all about practice and just being like, hey, I will give a go at this thing. Might not be the best thing in the world for right now, but hey, we'll do it. What you got? All the fabric. There's a taco shirt in there.
Yeah, but remember when I made Taco's shirt and I made it far too long because I essentially just folded the fabric in half and sewed up the sides. I was like, I can nick some off the bottom of that. Also, I don't know when I'll be wearing Taco again, so I was like, might as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Cannibalize the old cosplays.
I mean, yeah, basically, yeah. If I've not worn you in a while, you're going to become something new. Got a whole bunch of trim and stuff. Got some... In fact, what I might do at the moment is I might do my boots, because I got some embroidery thread to jazz those up with.
Nice.
So now to see if my cable... Well, yes, it shall take me far enough through the room for me to pick up my boots.
Good.
What did I miss? Nothing.
A little bit in chat.
A bit in chat.
Bit of chat.
Little bit of chat.
Little bit of chat. Regan said I have to work on everything because I lack all the skills needed to make cosplays, which is why I stick to closet cosplays, but I'll keep trying as I'm always up for trying new things. Now,
I mean,
I've done my fair share of closet cosplays and casual cosplays. I mean, still kind of do serious, and he is totally just clothes. Not made anything on him.
like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with closet cosplays. Like, how many times, Mel, have I worn, like, a modern Dragon Age character?
Oh, yeah.
Like, real. Like, that's my go-to. If I've got a local con and I can't be bothered, like, busting out anything crazy, that's my go-to. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll be casual AU this person. Like, specifically Fenris.
Literally
Fenris...
last Birmingham when I just was like, I want to try your shirt. I don't want to spend loads of money or anything, so I bought a £5 wig and was like, cool, I will do modern Yasha with just goth stuff. Oh wait, I already own that. Cool.
Like, yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing an easy cosplay now and again.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking
or about doing an easy cosplay every time. Like
we're talking about doing like pajama characters at one point because we're like, that would be hella comfy. Who doesn't want to be comfy? Regan's saying, I actually have an old school blazer, which if I perhaps look into it and attempt it, I could turn that into something as I'm never going to wear it again. There you go.
Yeah, like literally. To be fair,
like charity shops and like your Primark or your supermarkets or whatever are always great for like fabric. Like you were saying that you went to Primark before and you were like, hey, I got some fabric. Yay!
It's just some little kind of bolero-y moment. It was originally like tied as like a twist thing at the top, but I was like, that is basically the shape I want, and it's colours that would work for Molly. Hey, guess I've got a pattern to follow and the lining already sorted for this, and it was a £5.
Nice.
So I was like, I'll have one of those, please.
Like, I've definitely had my fair share of, like, finding random fabric in Primark when I was looking for ages and spent loads of money trying to find, like, a dark green suede for when I was doing Legolas. And I found a green suede skirt in Primark, and I literally bought 2 in the biggest sizes that I could. That was my fabric. It's, like, awesome. I literally looked everywhere. I looked in London and everything for like fabric for this, and could I find it? No. In Primark I can.
There's nothing worse than when you're trying to find a very specific colour, and you're like, no, it needs to be this.
I'm the worst for going around like the full fabric shop 50 times, going, right, what's this?
I used to do that. Now I'm just like, as long as it's recognisable, that's more important for me than like it being screen accurate.
Yeah.
Like, I've given up on screen accuracy. I'm like, hey, you say I can do someone else's D&D character from a podcast which barely even has visual references?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Like, that's why we like Adventure Zone and Critical Role so much, is because they don't really have canon appearances, like, a little bit. Like, more so now they've got, like, an animated intro and stuff. But, like, they don't like, you can take it in so many different directions. Like, I love the Adventure Zone stuff sometimes as well, like, how people take it so differently for, like, Taco and Luke. And then, like, some of the others as well. Like, I love the way, like, Bethan's done, like, redoing Taco as well. I'm like, oh, it'll be so exciting. It'll be so good. Let's have a look. Casually Quirky saying, most of my cosplays are closets. I have so many suspenders. I've done so many versions of pre-serum with Steve Rogers. It's a good time. Regan's saying, that's a good point, Luke. I could always do that too. I tend to buy things that match certain characters sometimes anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Casually Quirky saying, 10 out of 10 wouldn't wear suspenders for 8 hours straight again. Yeah, pretty much. Alicia saying, my Taco is just a closet cosplay, but it's my favourite cosplay I've done so far. See? You know. Like, I literally always refer back to the fact that I bought Sirius 5 years ago. The only thing that's really changed, I think, is the trousers.
Mel, I think you bought Sirius more than 5 years ago.
Yeah, I did.
I was going to say, we've been doing that almost longer than that at this point.
Like, he was my first cosplay as well, though. But I still wear him because we have so much fun doing Marauder stuff. Like,
weird Bander fact, we actually all met at the same first con.
Yes, we did.
But didn't know each other. We got pictures together, we got all sorts. But we just didn't know each other. Yeah, if you go, I'm not sure if it's still actually something is live on the channel, but if you go back, like, properly, like, 5, almost 6, in fact, no, maybe like 6 years.
2013.
6 or 7 years ago, if you scroll way back, you'll possibly see the one and only time we did, like, a cosplay showcase video. It's not good. It's not good, but you can spot the Bander in it, which is pretty wild.
It's pretty cool. Like, we all met at that same con and, like, didn't realise, because, like, Sarah was in... What was she in?
She was in Dean.
Dean Winchester. So obviously very male, and Sarah's very good at doing very male. But as any of you have seen her Narcissa will say, like, she's also very good at doing very female. So I think we met her again at London Con. And, like, bear in mind, we'd, like,
which we were also all at.
Yeah, but again, independently of each other. But, like, we sat and chatted to Sarah. Me and Debbie had sat and chatted to Sarah for, like, ages on the grass, like, at Alcon. And then, like, we met her again in London and didn't recognise her. She recognised us because we were in the same cosplays. Didn't recognise her.
Sarah has big chameleon face.
Chameleon. Like, again, was chatting to her for about 20 minutes or so. She mentioned Alcon. I was like, oh, you were Alcon? And she's like, yeah, we sat and chatted for ages. I was like, oh. Like, normally I'm really good with faces as well, so, like, it's really weird for me not to recognise somebody.
Her Jared's cosplay was, like, how I knew her. I was like, oh, it's that person that does the amazing Jared's cosplay.
She does. So good. Regan saying my Victor Frankenstein cosplay was comfortable because it was just my stuff or borrowed stuff from my friends. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's always good as well to have a couple of casual, like, comfier cosplays as well. Like, just in case you're a bit like, I don't really want to wear that today, or I'm not feeling that today. Like, I've definitely had some cosplays where I've been like, okay, that's a lot of work to wear, therefore I need to have something else as a bit of a backup just in case. I think now, which one was it? Well, it was originally Cassandra when I first started wearing her, because I knew that, like, I didn't realise just how much, like, the chest plate, like, really wears on your shoulders. And I didn't realise, and I just wore her, and it was like, I was struggling, like, especially when it's hot.
There was also, that's how you were to SunnyCon. I think that was the one and only time where I've had a day at a con where I didn't wear a cosplay.
Yeah.
Literally, the first time we went to SunnyCon, it was so warm that I'm not going to tell the story of your sweat. I'm going to let you choose to tell that one or not tell that one as you will.
I've told that one though, you know.
But you have we've got a lot of new folk who will not have heard the story of Mel's incredibly ill-placed
sweat from it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it was like anatomically correct. It was
like, bear in mind as well, I don't usually sweat that much. Like, I'm not normally that guy, but I was that day because it was real warm, and I think I ended up ditching the wig after like half an hour. Because we were just like, no, this.
Like, it's not worth it. This is not my hill to die on.
No. Yeah, I forgot I wore it to Sunny. Yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, I think it was after that one that literally went to Kitta and knew it was also probably going to be very, very warm because it was August. And so brought Jane as a backup and changed into him in the back of Debbie's car halfway through the day. So there's that. You know, I learned. I was like, oh, this is the thing. It's an incredible band of fat. It's a good time. Yeah, it's basically how we all met each other. It was at cons. Yay! Why you should speak to other people at cons. Bye, Bando. Regan, newest game, spot the Bando. Yeah, just about. Regan said, I've done closet cosplay Dean Winchester many times just because I own those clothes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sarah owns those clothes as well and wears them normally. And then just, you know, makes her face look very male when she does Dean. But she's not allowed to do Dean when she does anything to do with the public anymore. Because
she gets very sweary.
Yes. She does. So she's not allowed to wear Dean for, like, actual things where we actually have to do things. Like panels.
Yeah.
Alicia's saying, I think we need to hear this story. This sounds like a perfectly amazing story. It's just.
I mean, there's not a lot of story. It's really funny. I just think it's hilarious. Because Mel's usually pretty well put together. Like, if you were to choose which of the Banders is like the most on fire, you probably wouldn't be choosing Mel. Because she's a pretty well put together human being for the most part.
Except when I'm tired and need coffee.
Except for when she's tired and needs coffee, but that's allowed. But yeah, she was wearing her Cassandra breastplate. And obviously when it is very hot and you're wearing what is essentially insulating foam pressed up directly onto your skin, it gets very warm underneath it.
Fitting.
Very close fit.
Why I basically bought just a long sleeve t-shirt to wear underneath that I could wash, because I knew this would happen eventually. Just didn't realise just how bad it was going to be. And literally the chest plate sits quite close to, you know, my skin.
It's aptly named.
Yeah, the chest plate. So essentially when I took it off, it was just in that area.
Two perfectly spherical patches of sweat.
And then down the back as well, it's just the white.
And then just your entire back.
Yeah.
I remember you taking it off and everyone just being like,
ew.
Just bursting out laughing.
It was also where it was like, I'm very glad that I'm not wearing that tomorrow. Like, we planned.
Did we not try and wash it in the bathroom just so that it wasn't?
Yeah, I did. I washed it with like hand soap just so it wasn't like gonna smell my suitcase out. Basically, I was like, because I'm not normally that guy, but I was on that day because it was.
Oh, it was. We all had the chance to be that guy at that con. It was rough. Like, not rough because it was a bad con, but like rough because it was so blooming warm.
Because it was so warm. But then last SunnyCon was the same, the Sunday.
But we knew. We were better planned.
Were we?
Or, everyone apart from Mel was better planned.
I was not.
In fairness, we were doing a panel. There wasn't really much of an option. Yeah. We had to wear what we had to wear for that one.
But yeah, Merle has like 2 balls of wool essentially on my face. Like, granted, they're not actual wool. They are actually acrylic yarn. It's not actual wool going on my face. And it does move on and off my face because I kind of built it so that I could take it off because nothing annoys me more than having something stuck to my face. But oh boy, because it reaches like halfway down my chest as well. So oh boy, was I sweaty. Yeah. It was real warm that day. And then we were like outside in them for ages because we were waiting on pictures. And I was just like slowly dying. Ooh, pretty.
The boots just needed a little something, so they're getting a kind of lines essentially put down them. They're not very straight, but I'm gonna just say Molly did it himself. He doesn't strike me as an arts and crafts kind of guy. No.
Casually Quirky saying, I'm wearing Draco for 3 days. NC, which I presume is North Carolina, can be either really hot or really cold. I'm either going to regret this or be very happy. Ouch. I'd say just take a different shirt. Like, if it's just, like, Draco Malfoy, school uniform Draco Malfoy, take, like, 2, like, school shirts, essentially.
Or, like, a shirt, essentially, for every day that you're going to be wearing.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a 3-day con, take 3 shirts. If it's a 2-day con, take 2 shirts.
Exactly. Or, like, take, like, a casual version of Draco. So, like, take, like, a t-shirt he'd wear, for example.
Yeah.
Like, have an option so that you don't have to be that guy washing your top in the bathroom and hoping it will dry.
Because it won't. I'll just put that out there right now. It won't.
But yeah, sweating in cosplay is the worst thing, yes. It's gross. Like, the thing is as well, like, that's why I tend to have a layer on the bottom that I can wash. Because, like, there is so many times where you'll be really hot and sweaty and, like, not want to, like, just be like, I need a shower. And, you know, we're all clean folk, so it's all good. Like, it's not too bad when it's clean sweat, it's when it's people that haven't washed for 3 days sweat that is gross.
Insomnia.
Oh, fun times.
The smell that you get from the bring your own computer on, like, zone on the 3rd day, you're just like, oh.
Oh, buddy. Like,
you can taste it. You can, like, it's visible in the ear at that point. It's
like, you kind of end up going, like, is it me? No, it's not me, but it feels like it's me, so I'm going to go shower again just to be sure.
Just to be sure. I've been close enough to it that I might have contracted the stank.
Yeah.
And
like, I'll always carry like body spray on me or something, like
body spray, deodorant. Well. Like, I am paranoid about smelling bad.
Yeah.
So I actually found deodorant wipes that I tend to have on me as well at cons. If I'm like, oh, might be getting a bit gross, guys.
Yep.
Just gonna go sort my life out.
Yeah, we're pretty well prepared for that kind of thing. Still Winston saying hello, welcome to the stream. I don't recognise your name.
Hello.
Changed. Alicia's saying SunnyCon always lands on the 3 warm days of the year. It does.
It's aptly named.
It
well,
is.
What I'm thinking is they're now having 2 SunnyCons. There's now the one in Liverpool as well. So I'm wondering if that means we're going to have a whole 5 days of summer this year.
Maybe, yeah, because it's August. So yeah, eventually. Still Winston saying, I sweated at Rycon as, oh god, Giovanna from JoJo. Some Italian name. The top was PVC leather. Oh boy. That's
there ain't no sweat like PVC leather sweat.
No, that's a time.
Like, the only thing I think that smells worse than PVC leather sweat, with the except, like, clean sweat, is latex. Because it just has everything just smells a little bit like damp latex.
Yeah. For
the rest of eternity.
Yeah. Bad time. Casually saying, that's smart, I'm going to do that. I'm hoping that's to do with, like, the 3 shirts thing.
Yeah.
Like, because we do that, like, a lot. Like, we'll tend to bring a different cosplay for each day. Or even if we don't, like, I'll bring a spare shirt. Like, if I'm going to wear the same cosplay, like, 2 days running, anything that's touching my skin, essentially, I'll bring some of the spare off. So I've got
Yeah.
spare leggings, I've got spare shirt, like anything that's touching my skin that might get sweaty. Like obviously, like my actual like breastplate itself, obviously isn't going to get actually sweaty because I wear something underneath. But like, yeah, anything that's actually going to get sweaty. Because then you don't run that risk of like being
that
guy.
smelly cosplayer. Because nobody wants to be that person.
Still Winston saying never doing that cosplay again. Ouch. Like I hate it when that happens though, when you go, oh actually that was a really bad time.
But we've all done it.
Yep.
We've all had that cosplay where like, oh, that was not an informed decision.
Yep. Oh, there's the Mystique as well, where I have to have a bathroom buddy. That's always a fun one. So it's a full bodysuit. The zips up the back, and then it has a top and a corset over the top. So I need a bathroom buddy to actually go to the bathroom, just to like get everything off and then unzip me, and then I can go to the bathroom. Real fun. Haven't worn that for a while. Probably there's a good reason for that.
Oh, this little bit of thread's not wanting to play.
Aww.
I'm just trying to tie it off, but it's not wanting to do my bidding.
Kiyomi's saying, hello, welcome to the stream. Casually Quirky saying, I have a medical condition that legit makes you sweat more than a normal person. I apparently can't function. So like my cosplay group and myself are constantly laughing at me because it's so bad. Aww.
Oh no. That sucks.
Yeah.
Haha! It's just a little bit round the top, but we got...
Oh, cute! Oh, those are some bitchin' boots as well. I saw the picture on your Insta and I was like, yeah.
And they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going, and there we go!
Heel. And it's got a wedge on it as well. God, you can be so tall.
Okay, now I need to do the other one. Heck. I'll read chat for a sec because you've been doing all the reading. Sorry, while I was
That's alright.
sewing.
I've been hand anyway, so.
Shame because Giorno is the most fabulous of all of JoJo. For MCM Glasgow, I'm thinking of doing Toriel.
Ooh.
Toriel is a cool costume.
Yes.
Casually saying those boots are fabulous. They are. I like me a good booty.
Yeah.
Good boots.
Even if sometimes you need to then lean on your Mel that always has flats on for support.
In fairness, those were very cheap boots that I bought that time.
Yeah, most of the time you can run up and down stairs in your big booties, so you know.
Yeah. For the most part, I like to have shoes that even if they look impractical, I can move about in. But I had got boots for Kravitz. I think it was last minute I'd got them, so I basically just got what I could get, if that makes sense. But they didn't have a wedge on them, so the height was all entirely in the heel. Because as soon as it's got a wedge on it, like you can do sprints in those. But
so remember your Metaton Go-Go boots. They are a time.
I love me a go-go boot. I love me a go-go boot.
See, whereas I wear like 2-inch heels and go, oh my god, I'm wearing a heel, and then I go, oh my god, I can't walk. Yay!
There's nothing funnier than when Mel is talking about the heels that she just bought, and you're like, that is... I wore those to, like, school. Like, shut up.
Look, some people don't wear heels because they're already 5'8".
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, you don't need to be any taller than you already are.
If I wore those heights of heels, I'd be like 6'2". Like, I don't really want to do that.
I mean, chase your bliss.
I'd fall off them, like within 5 minutes.
They're tied up to your thigh, Mel. How are you going to fall off a boot that's tied up to your thigh?
Fall off them.
What are we saying here? Regan is saying I should invest in some boots like that, as it might make me taller in everyday life. Casually Quirky is saying, I cannot walk in anything that's not flat. Hey, you got a friend in Mel.
Yep.
Mel can barely walk in flats.
Yep.
Heidi's asking, are you guys going to be at MCM Glasgow? Probably. It's really far in the future for us, so it tends to be, unless we know we're going to be performing somewhere, we don't book that far in advance.
Yeah.
But I now live through on the West Coast again. We both have weekends off, so chances are we will probably be at MCM Glasgow unless something weird happens. They're asking as well if Still Winston saying, are you off to Rycon this year? Yes, we will be at both Rycons this year, I believe. We should be doing some panels there. I'm just not sure what yet.
I'm coming to stay at your house.
You come to stay at my house.
I'm claiming your spare room. It's mine now. Or your sofa.
I was going to say, there's not a bed in the spare room at the moment.
I'm claiming the sleep space.
I was like, knock yourself out.
I'll sleep in your sewing machine.
You sleep in my sewing machine? Wow. Regan is saying, despite being really short, I'm also really uncomfortable and clumsy, so I understand. See, the thing is, uncoordinated, I am very small. I am also incredibly clumsy and uncoordinated. But for some reason, if you put me, like, higher up,
yeah,
I have less of an issue.
Like, as I've explained, I've
tripped fewer times in heels than I have barefoot. Let's put it that way. I'm a mess. Casually saying, I don't think the con mum of my group would let me wear heels. I'm constantly tripping on just air walking normally. And Alicia saying, I'm also short and a whole mess. You are in good company, my friends. Mel's not short, but she's still a whole mess.
Yeah.
I'm dual wielding both of those things.
Getting on well with this. I'm about nearly halfway, I think.
I'm about halfway through boot number 2 on the red.
I'm kind of like reinforcing as I go though, so I'm like cross-stitching it almost along the edge. So I'm
mostly just avoiding having to pattern this like top.
Avoiding patterning? Never.
Like, it won't be hard, it just won't be easy. like
the thing is, like, waistcoats is something I've made. I've not made a shirt yet.
Well, it's less of a waistcoat, it's more like a short jacket.
Yeah.
Because it's got sleeveys to keep my arms warm.
So you don't have to steal all of the cloak all the time.
Oh boy, I will be under that with you like a little baby bird.
I mean, it's nice and floofy, so there's that.
Like, you can't tell me that is not 90% of Molly and Yasha's relationship as friends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's him just being like, I'm wearing this really impractical but fabulous outfit. Can I get under there with you, tall friend?
Oh, see, now I'm wondering though, with your big ass booties, whether I will
I'm probably going to be. I will then be tall friend.
Oh.
Like, if you're wearing your docks, though.
No, but I was going to wear my little ones with little heels.
Oh, well, she's huge anyway.
I know, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh, I might actually be accurate, but I'm not sure now with your big old heels.
Big old heely boys.
Still Winston saying, I'm tall, but I tend to hunch over a lot so as not to make folk nervous. Aww.
Oh man, that sounds familiar. That's what my D&D character does. My noodle.
Noodle.
In fairness, I doubt you're a 7'4" Azamar though. So he is a good lad. I mean, if you are, come cosplay my D&D character for me. But
that's gonna be fun. Don't know
Oh,
how to do that.
I can't wait.
My commission's being done as well. Ah!
I literally am so hyped to see it.
I'm so hyped. So we're both playing D&D at the moment, and essentially my character is a human priest. Not priest, cleric. Wrong thing. God.
I mean, she is a human priest, but her class is cleric.
Yeah. And she's like, we kind of like, I kind of designed her with like cosplay in mind, because I'm the worst. So she's wearing like half plate, but like real pretty robes and stuff as well. So I'm just like, interesting. But yeah, we've both kind of got. Well, you've already had yours back. A commission from Lissy.
Well, I've had my first of many commissions back.
Yes, I've got my first one going through at the moment. I just paid for it the other day, so I shall be getting it shortly, and I'm so excited.
Her art's so pretty. Yeah, you guys should check out Lissy Rain. She's on
Insta.
She's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, she does Twitch live streams of art and stuff. She's really good. She does fan art, she does original work, she fills commissions obviously as well. And she's just she's just literally one of the best people in the world. And more people should love her stuff. What are people saying? I'm like average. I'm 5'6". That's cute that you think average is 5'6". And incredibly clumsy. I tripped on the stairs one con. When people are like, "Oh, I'm just average. I'm 5'6". I'm like, "Bitch, that's tall. You're tall. you don't know you're born." Where are we? Casually saying fluffy cloak. Alicia is saying, at Rapture Newcastle, I fell over and sat on the floor while both laughing and crying out. Honestly, looked crazy.
I mean, that's a mood. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't done that. Usually in a panel. I mean, it's not a band of panel if we're not chasing each other around the room, right?
I mean, it's pretty standard, yeah, at this point.
Oh, hello. Strange.
I'm almost finished this boot, and then I'm going to have to do, like, proper sewing again. Or not sewing, but, like, thinking. Ugh. Which is almost as bad as sewing.
That's pretty bad. I did all my thinking before, I was like, yeah.
Cosplays made me start hitting the gym this year. Want to cosplay someone from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Jonathan
he's really
apparently.
So I want to try and do it. I have literally never watched a single episode of JoJo in my life. I am a very, you might not have noticed, a very aesthetically driven person. I can't get behind the art. I can't do it. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it at all. Sadly, so and Mel just doesn't like anime at all.
Hey, I've been watching Dragon Prince though.
Dragon Prince is not anime. It's made by a bunch of Canadians. Like, sit down. Dragon Prince is not anime. It's like some intensely Canadian nonsense, and I love it.
Lovely.
I love it. It's so good. Like, that's I would have been. I'm as obsessed with it as an adult. As a kid, I would have been like, just completely like post-verbal over it. It would. Oh man, it was good.
Oh, Heidi's saying, have you seen Poldark? I actually was just literally watching Poldark before I came on stream. Yay! Yay for costume dramas.
I'm not big into costume dramas, so I have not. But apparently the pug from Kingsman is in Poldark.
Oh, it probably is actually, yeah. I think I know which character it's for, yeah.
But that's my contribution to this chat.
Good contribution.
That's my contribution.
Be proud of you.
Because I might not like pajamas, but I like British spy films. Almost as much as I like Mark Strong.
Megan saying, that sounds like an accurate description of a band of panel from the videos I've seen.
Yep.
Me and Luke chase each other around the room? Yes.
You say me and Luke chase each other. No, you chase me.
Yes.
I do not have characters anymore that we do kind of that like run.
Aww.
Two booties.
Booties.
With just a little bit of something around the top. Because I tried them on with the trousers last night, and I was just like, they look so plain. Beside everything else, which is just so like balls to the walls, intense, and it was just like these plain brown boots, and I was like, that's not really on brand. We're gonna have to sort that. Oh, I've also left all my interfacing next door.
In the other room.
Good stuff. Imagine Kingsman is the one with the girl with one foot. What? Yes. But that's kind of a plot point. And I also kind of get confused between what ends up in fan fiction and what doesn't. Which is a big issue for me. I was like, what actually happened in that movie? Like, and what did someone else say was really, like, unbelievably good? Kingsman was the one with Taron Egerton in it. And he plays a kind of South London kind of chavvy guy who ends up being part of this kind of like secret service thing full of posh blokes in good suits. And Mark Strong's there, and he plays a Scottish character, and he's very, very good. And then there was a second one that came out, and those guys were in it as well. And there's a pug, which is apparently played by the same pug that's in Poldark.
Yay!
Checking
I'm not catching my ribbon.
Pardon?
Checking I'm not catching my ribbon on the inside.
I thought you said something about a dragon.
Dragons.
Regan saying, that's news to me too, not having seen Poldark, but I watched Kingsman though, so I know what you mean, Luke. I also actually considered doing an Eggsy cosplay. Eggsy is a good character.
He is.
Casually saying, way off topic, but I saw you guys did Night Vale panels, and I was like, what is this? That's basically how everyone like, that's how Mel
That's how I found you.
Because you came to the first one that we ever did, like the trial version. Think of it a bit like what do you call it? A pilot episode.
Bear in mind, I knew very little about Night Vale as well.
90% of the people in that knew nothing that was going on. But our Night Vale panels were always so off cuff anyway that, to be honest, even if you knew what should have been happening, you just sat down and went with it. Just go down that river with us. Come on this journey. I was gonna say, in the words of Griffin McElroy, just play with me in this space.
Yes.
Come on this journey with me. It'll be so much easier. And I was like, what is this? And then I started watching Night Vale, and then I'm addicted to Night Vale. It's really good.
It's really good.
It was...
It's basically how I got into Night Vale too, because Theo dragged me along because I was like, I need a break, because I was actually crewing that con. And I was like, I need a break, I'm going to go watch this panel with Theo. And then it was like, I vaguely know something about Night Vale, but then I was like, I am entertained. This is cool. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm entertained.
In fairness, looking back, like, I could not tell you a single thing that happened at that panel. So in fairness, that's most of our panels.
That is most of our panels. We never know what the heck's going on until we look at the video afterwards.
We have almost as much fun watching back the panel that we've just done after it's been edited as probably, in fact, probably we enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Because we think we're hilarious.
But also the Night Vale panels where obviously we brought Santiago in, and the amount of times I had to like hide my laughing at your I do not keep a straight face easily, and oh my god, that's like no. Like having to leave the room at one point. There's one panel where I had to leave the room.
Someone just said that's where Paul with two eyes came from.
Yes!
Paul with two eyes. I keep forgetting that bridged universes. Yeah. Paul with two eyes. Ha!
Paul with two eyes.
Oh, that guy was such a legend.
That is where Paul with two eyes came from, because I had to go out the room.
It's what I live for. It's what I live for. That is my gift to the world, is causing you to mug. Someone is saying, Casual Chris saying, I read so much fan fiction sometimes I forget what's canon and what's not. I am so glad to hear that happens to someone else. Yep. Regan King's also saying, I do that too when watching things, reading fan fiction and writing fan fiction too. You're just like, whose idea was this?
It was also when we saw Paul with two eyes at the party as well. We're like, it's Paul with two eyes!
Oh man, I hope he manages to come to some of the cons that we're at now, because we used to see him every year at a convention that we no longer attend, sadly. But he was always there, and he always came to the Night Vale stuff, and then he started coming to the other stuff as well. And he always
came to the Marauders panels that same year, and then your Snake referred to it. I was like, yes. Multi-panel referrings.
Yeah, it broke all sorts of boundaries. As our panels
like, want to. We met so many of our friends who literally just came to the panels, and then we were like, we adopt you now. You are our friends now.
It's how we met the Ergo guys, Scott, Kieran and Dimitri. It's how we met... No, it's not how we met Bethan. I met Bethan through being nasty, nasty shippy boys, which is how you make all your best friends. Who else did we meet through panels? We met other Kieran. I can't see surnames because they have the exact same surname as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We met... my brain's just gone totally blank. I'm sorry for all of our mutual friends that I'm like completely offending right now, because I've just drawn an utter blank on how to function as a human being. Yep, that's me. I'm done. I'm broke.
Met Daniel that way as well, actually.
Met Daniel, yeah. That was the same first Night Vale panel, because he was there as Phil Coulson, and he had the big gun.
Yep.
And he thought it'd be a great idea to give it to Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin was like all about that. I still think I've got the picture somewhere of me like just wielding this giant gun. Casually quirky saying, I thought Snape was Draco's godfather for like a solid year. Nope, just fan fiction. Like, as I was reading that, I was like, wait, he's not? Nope, that's just fan fiction. That should be a new Bander motto. That's fan fiction. You know when you get like the big you tried star?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, like that's just our random AU. Santiago is not a real character in Night Vale. Hooray!
I think there was a big thing about Desert Bluffs Carlos, and we essentially used the most popular fan fiction name for Desert Bluffs Carlos.
I don't think we didn't even do that. We just kind of were like suggesting things. You did.
No, I did. I was like, speak for yourself, that's what I did. And that's what you meant for. Heidi is saying, yeah, the pug belongs to Caroline. I didn't think I would like Poldark at first, but now I realise I'm reading like I've never read a sentence in my life, but my eyesight's real bad and the text is real small. I didn't think I would like Poldark at first, but now I'm addicted to Poldark and I'm waiting for the 5th season. Wow, that's got a lot more seasons than I thought.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how many seasons I thought it had.
It's based on a book series that is massive, so...
Like, I knew it was based on a book series, but that was literally all I knew about it. Just because it's not my jam, so...
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I just like a little costume drama or two when I'm sitting sewing, to be fair. So, it's just kind of my thing. I'll just have on in the background.
I've just been watching an obscene amount of Extreme Home Makeover.
So there you go. That's your Poldark.
That's my Poldark. Okay. What do I need to actually do now to make this doable? I need to work out how I'm doing this.
Casually Quirky saying I tried to get into Critical Role, but it's so long. Start season 2.
Start season 2, just sack season 1.
Yeah.
Just abort mission on season 1.
Because the production value is a lot better, the characters are a lot better, the friendship is obviously developed enough that they all know each other well enough by then. Like
they were all essentially, you come in at season 1 and these are guys that have known each other for literally years, and it would be the same as, say, Mel and I starting to suddenly, at where we are now, stream the campaign that we do. Yeah. They'd already been doing this for multiple years. They were already incredibly invested in the characters in ways that there was no way that the audience could be yet. So it's really hard to kind of get into that, and it's like 6 or 7 years old. Like,
yeah. It shows its age.
It shows its age. They don't have the same audio set up. They don't have the same budget, etc. So it's a lot harder to get into just because you're having to make a lot more allowances for stuff. That and it's 4-hour episodes. Yeah. Which it is in like season 2, but the characters are more made to be fun to new players or new listeners. As opposed to this character is just going to be fun for me to play with my friends with.
Yeah.
It's more like this is going to be fun for people to listen to, because that's how it was designed.
It's also just like it's hard to get into if you don't have the time to like put into it. Like the reason why Luke and I are kind of into it, and the rest of the guys, like Debbie's listened to a few, but most of the other banders, like for them to sit and watch something, like they have to have their whole attention on it. And like for me, I can always put something on in the background and be doing my sewing or whatever, and that's why I can sit here and hand sew while I'm doing stream, because I can kind of concentrate on 2 things at once, whereas some people can't. And like for me, it's like good background because it's just like, hey, I can do that while I'm doing something else. If you've got to concentrate on it for like 4 hours each episode, and there's like 50 episodes at this point in season 2. Like we got into it there when there was about 20, so it wasn't as.
Oh no, I got into it when there was literally, I think there was maybe like 10.
Yeah. Well, I got into it a bit later.
And then I like aggressively threw it at you until you joined me. Come like the thing I like.
Yeah. But like.
Or else.
Yeah. But like Adventure Zone is a lot easier to get into because the episodes are a lot shorter. But yeah, like especially like season 1, they're all super invested into the characters, super like intense about their characters as well.
Yeah.
Which is really hard to watch.
Which when you are also like 3 years into a campaign, like you also have that level of investment. When you go in and that's already how intense it is, you're like, oh boy. Do you want a room? Because I don't think I'm invited to this.
For sure. Like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, well, you know, if you want to get into it, get into it. But we're never going to sit there and go, like, you have to, you must,
Yes.
because everyone likes different things, and like that's the same with our friendship group as well. You know, with the rest of the banders, it's like, well, yeah, if you don't have the time to invest in this or you don't want to, that's absolutely cool. just don't mind Luke and I while we go and cosplay all the people.
It's a really good fandom as well.
Yes.
Folk are just really nice. What else was I going to say? I was going to read more. Casually Quirky is saying, I will abort season 1. I'll try watching season 2 later today. Literally, season 2 sold the entire thing to me. Wait until Sam introduces his character for the first time.
Yes.
And that was when I was just like, nope, I'm here.
I'm a little goblin girl.
Don't spoil it, Mel. Mel!
He's not gonna know who Sam is!
But you'll find out. Because they go, hey Sam, introduce your character. And you're like, hey, I'll just tell you the really cool bit. There you go, guys. Mum wrecked it. Mum wrecked it. Regan is saying, I mean, I sat for several hours watching the Umbrella Academy yesterday, and those episodes are an hour long, so I feel your pain. Casually Quirky, I'm a background listener as well. Maybe I'll try listening while playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, I used to have it on in the background when I was like reading, or if I was doing like some sewing or something. I'd maybe have like the YouTube version of it on, so I could like, because I quite like, well, you can obviously get it as a podcast. I quite like watching the live streams back and seeing like all their like body language and like facial expressions and stuff. I think it's quite fun. Victor's here. Hey friends, Victor. What's happening today? I did a lot of stuff at the start of the stream and then I did nothing, and now I'm eating Skittles.
Yay!
Regan is saying,
I'm making a floopy boy. I'm sewing a floopy boy together.
Regan is saying, I either am totally focused on it or having it on in the background. I do, however, go back and watch clips and such of things if I want any further knowledge or whatever the program is or whatever. Yeah, like I've been doing that a lot with the Adventure Zone at the moment because one of the characters that I'm doing this year is from the, like, essentially one of the first episodes of that, which might give away who it is. So I was wanting to go back and like listen to their character description, etc., and get like an idea of what they were like as a character again. Because obviously it's been a hot minute since I've listened to early episodes of the Adventure Zone, and I'd forgot how weird early Adventure Zone episodes are. It's come a long way, I think, is the nicest way of putting it.
But again, it's one thing that endeared me to Adventure Zone, because I was like, hey, these guys don't all know how to play either. Like, that's cool, you know. It kind of taught me how to play D&D a little bit as well, so I was like, cool. Because I'd never played D&D before, and now we're in a campaign.
I love our campaign so much, though.
So good.
Where are my pins? There we go. I'd only ever played like one-shots before, and one-shots are very different from to being in a campaign. Like, incredibly different. Because essentially, when you do a one-shot, you're only going to, like, literally, as the name suggests, you'll play it that one time, and then probably never again. Like, that's the one time you'll have that character, that's the one time, like, you'll ever, like, do anything to do with that story, probably. It's a one-shot. So it was interesting going to, like, from doing that quite regularly to having, like, a prolonged campaign where, obviously, stuff happens and then you come back to it and more stuff happens, and trying to remember what happened last week, etc.
Taking extensive notes.
What's quite good is our DM makes us take it in turns to do, like, what happened last time, which is quite fun.
It is quite fun, because you can tell who's taken notes and who hasn't.
Oh, we've got some more stuff. Alicia is saying, I'm still in the early episodes of Adventure Zone. That's allowed. Casually quirky. The only thing I can't listen to in the background is Night Vale because I'll miss a second and I'll be so confused as to what Cecil's talking about. Yeah, fair enough. That is valid.
Yeah. I used to, because I have a habit of like listening to podcasts to get to sleep. And I used to listen to Night Vale to get to sleep. And then I'd wake up like halfway through the night and be like, what?
What?
I stopped doing that.
Yeah, I feel like that's not one to, like, I can't listen to one with a story because otherwise I'll try and listen to the story and that'll stop me from going to sleep.
Yeah. Casually saying, I want to get into D&D, but it seems incredibly confusing. See, that's my take on it, in that I am terrible with games and stuff. Like, I'm terrible with having to know the rules and having to know all the things. And, like, I'm just like, I'm useless. So for me, it was like, because I'd listened to Adventure Zone, I'd listened to Critical Role like quite a lot before we started our campaign, and then I basically sat and read everything I could about clerics, and then sat and wrote out my spells that I was going to use, and wrote out all my bits that I was going to have, and I basically did a lot of research. So I feel like that really helped me because it meant that my role playing was better because my brain knew what I was doing with my actual character, like the mechanics of it. And like the mechanics of like a fight and stuff is the same regardless of your campaign. So it's a little bit like you kind of learn as you go along by osmosis a little bit by listening to these episodes. But that's what I found quite nice about the Adventure Zone was like Clint had never played before and he's a bit rubbish and I'm like, I feel you.
You're a good cleric though. You're a good cleric.
I'm better than he is.
You've healed someone for a start.
I know. That's what clerics are supposed to do, right? It's supposed to be the healer. Like, cause I've also played like enough RPG type games like Dragon Age and stuff where I tend to play the magic user that has a little bit of healy and a little bit of offensive, and that's kind of what I've gone for my cleric. It's like I'm used to that role. Like I couldn't really probably do like a fightery type one because I would just be like. I don't like being super in the thick of it. So it's
that's weird because I'm playing literally the opposite of what I would usually play. I usually, if we're talking about like what I would play on like Dragon Age, then I always play like I would play the class that Silas is.
Yes.
I wouldn't be Silas. Silas is our party's rogue. And he's like your sort of standard sort of dual wielding stabby rogue, and that's if I was playing Dragon Age, it's always it's the first one that I do of my many playthroughs is always a dual wielding rogue. But I was usually I would play like bards in like Dungeons and Dragons like one shots because I just find them more fun. I prefer kind of like talky puzzle solvey characters as opposed to hitty bashy characters, which is why naturally I now play the paladin. So
bashy, to be fair, we also didn't really have a tank because we didn't really have a non-magic user. No,
we had an entire party of like solely magic users. It was rough.
So it was either like because I was looking at paladin, but then by then I'd already done a load of research on clerics. So I was like, I don't understand this class. So yeah. Plus I was like, you're always going to need at least one healer in the party, and like no one else seemed to be sort of taking up the healy role, so I was like, cool. But
well, now we've got 2 healers and 2 semi-bashies.
Yeah, exactly. It works really well actually for a party. Because then we also have a
bunch of absolute roasters.
Yeah.
What are folks saying? I want to get into Sunset, but it's going to be confusing. I tried with Night Vale and it went the same way, Mel, so I understand I was lost and confused. Casually saying Night Vale causes some weird dreams. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
And AC, guess who's back again?
Oh,
is it AC? Is it AC?
Yes, who's back?
Oh, my dad is asking me if I managed to get a kettle.
Did you manage to get a kettle?
I did. My kettle broke, so...
Well, these kettles are relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, got myself a shiny little Tesco Basics kettle for 13 quid. I'm now just powering through that tea. AC's saying, nah, it's Jimmy who's back. So we were wrong.
Oh, well. Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. We thought it was AC, and we were really excited at the idea of AC being back, but guess it's just this other guy. Not sure we like him. So he's probably going to have to leave.
Oh, it's con season again soon. I'm so excited.
It is. That means that we'll have content that's good for the channel. And no, tell a lie. Like, a lot of Mel and I have not been doing a lot just because we've had a lot on in life at the moment. But Debbie and Sarah have really, and Blair have been really picking up the slack for us.
Yes.
So that's why we're trying to now do more streams on Sundays now that the computers are sort of playing along. Maybe
Ish.
for now.
We'll see. We'll see how it lasts.
We'll see how it lasts.
Like, it's fine with just 2 cameras. I think that was the problem last week. We had many cameras.
We had too much trying to go on and didn't like it.
Nope.
Which is weird because at Christmas we streamed with like 6.
Yeah, but it's a different way of doing it now on XSplit.
Oh, yeah.
That's why. It's like a higher quality stream that kind of comes through, which is good, but also bad. When it just crashes every single time you try and load it.
Yeah, it's mixed reviews for this update on XSplit from the Bander crew.
I mean, look at that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to cons again and doing the thing and seeing everybody because we haven't seen everyone since November. Like, it's been a hot minute. So
there's so many birthdays and stuff that we have to catch up on because the majority of like us in our friend group have birthdays in the first 3 months of the year, but we don't see anyone for like those.
Yeah.
So as soon as it gets back to like con season, we're like, okay, first con, nobody bring in anything heavy on the first day or buy anything heavy because you're going to be carrying home all your birthday presents and possibly your Christmas presents.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we sent our.
I think we've crashed again.
Oh, okay. Let me have a look. Let's try the same thing we did before, shall we? You're moving, and I know it's working.
Well, it's not working on my screen. Maybe it's. I'll try reloading it.
I mean, it might just be because I just clicked on it. So.
I'll just try. Oh no, we're going. It's just me being awful. Sorry, guys.
Casually quirky, saying drink all the tea. Well, yes, all coffee for me. Alicia's saying we love adulting adults. Yeah, it's pretty much. Pretty much. Being the adultier adults. I mean, I sat there and sorted out my mortgage yesterday, so I can't really think of anything more adulty than that right now. Casually saying, I did my first panel in January. Awesome. It was interesting. It was supernatural and I was Dean. I was so nervous. It was a lot of scary fun. They are ridiculously fun. Like,
they are very good fun, but yes, the first time you do one, you're like, heck.
Oh, yes.
Heck.
Like, if you look back at that first one at Alcon that we did, where it was the Night Vale one, and it was my Santiago and Theo's Carlos, you can see how nervous we both are. Like, you can literally see it. That's why Santiago is the way he is. Like, that's why he's basically so quiet and just menacing, because I was like, I can do body language. I just can't do speech that well, apparently, when I'm real nervous.
And now we can't get you to shut up.
I know, right? Because it was like, I could kind of play with that a little bit, so I was like, cool, I will do that. Yeah, it's very scary, but very fun and very rewarding to do panels.
Oh, it's incredibly rewarding.
We've been doing them for what? Well, 5 years now. 4 years, 5
A
years.
hot minute. It's been a moment.
And we still love doing panels so much. Like, it's one of our favourite things to do.
Oh, for sure. Like, I can't imagine not doing them now.
Pretty much.
Like, the idea makes me really sad to think that I would go to a con and not do any panels.
Yeah. Because, like, we end up doing bits and bobs, even at ones where we're not kind of doing them necessarily. The only ones we don't do are, like, ones where, like, for example, MCMs, where we just, like, go along just to, like, attend the con.
Yeah.
But usually if we've been invited along, we will end up doing a panel at some point of some description. So, but yeah, the in-character
they're just too fun not to do.
Yeah, the in-character ones are too fun. Like, we love doing the in-character stuff. And again, you know, we've changed stuff over time and stuff's kind of changed. Remember that year when we were going to, you know, finish doing the Marauders ones?
Yeah, we thought that was the Marauders who'd ran its course. We had opened the doors for the panel starting, and no one had come in. And I was like, and you and I kind of looked at each other across the hall, and I was like, because we'd been talking about it before, we're like, not sure how much longer we'll get out of the Marauders. Like, I think it might have ran its course. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Marauders is the one panel that we get repeatedly asked to bring back to events.
Yeah.
Without fail, it's the family-friendly one. We can do it literally at any event.
Because everyone's heard of Harry Potter, even if not necessarily Marauders, but we've had people come on to panels that have just been like, I heard it was a Harry Potter thing. And then, like, if you've read Harry Potter, you know who Remus and James and Snape and people are. You know who they are. You might not necessarily, like, think, oh yeah, okay, that's we get to play with it a lot more, though, because it's, like, you know, the Marauders. There's a lot less canon on it. We can do what we want. But yeah, it's one of those where it's like, it is super good for every event that we do, because it is family friendly. We can make it family. We've had a 7-year-old in our audience last SunnyCon. I was like, oh boy, an actual 7-year-old. I have to really skirt the line on serious. I know how to do that.
But yeah, I would never have thought that would be our long-running panel.
No.
But I'm so happy it is, because I have so much fun doing that one.
We all do. We have so much fun. And it was like, again, at the first panel that we did where we brought Sarah and Debbie in. And that was so fun, because literally Alison and Sarah had met each other as, you know, Lucius and Narcissa 10 minutes before the panel. And they both agreed on how they were going to do this. And did it amazingly. And it was just like, yes.
They nailed it. They nailed it.
Because, like, obviously Alison and you have been doing it longer than us, but Sarah has been doing NPCing for LARPs for a very long time. So, give her a character, she'll run with it, you know.
Transferable skills for nerds.
AC saying, I have a panel next month. Have I started on the cosplay? No, I have not. Well, you might want to get on that, buddy. Is this the one you're doing at DCon by any chance? Because I heard somebody was doing the in-character panel at DCon, and I'm excited. Casually saying,
DCon was such a good fun con to go to, but it's always on at the same weekend that Insomnia is.
Yes.
So that's sadly why we don't do it.
Because Insomnia is always on Easter weekend. And because we get the holiday off for Easter, a lot of us do, it means it's a lot easier to get, like, sorted with. Oh boy, why am I trying to do this? Come on. Okay. Casually saying, Y'all's Night Vale panels give me life. Aww. Thank you.
It means a lot that you enjoy them.
Yes. Heidi's saying, I think cosplay should be classed as freelance actors. I think it depends on the type of cosplay, though. Like, we just enjoy the character side, but there's a lot of people that just enjoy the creating side, you know, and we're kind of known for, like, the performance bit of it, but that's because that's the bit that we enjoy. Like, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily invest in that side of it at all, or, like, you know, might do and then just do, like, little bits and pieces of it. We just happen to do big, long panels that are in character.
I think that's what's so enjoyable about the hobby, though, is that there's so many different ways you can do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got most of the material cut for the first sleeve.
Yay! Sleevey boys.
In fact, though, I've got all the material cut for the first sleeve. I just need to cut the material for the second sleeve.
AC saying...
Which means I need to find the material for the second sleeve.
AC saying, I get not being able to talk when you're nervous. When I'm nervous or like overwhelmed, my lisp just causes all hell and people think I'm chanting demon and incantation. Oh, buddy. I'm weird with it in that I'll either not talk at all or talk too much. So, which I feel is quite common.
One sec.
Alicia's saying, the one who moved really fast, he was so cute. Don't know what that means. I missed the context of that one. Casually saying, you're making the puppers tilt ahead. Oh, puppies. Puppies.
Sorry, I was trying to work out if that bit of fabric I had was long enough for what I was about to try and do to it.
That's fair.
Because essentially I have offcuts of like this really cool green velvet, which is going to be for a revamp of Armand later in the year. But I had like offcuts from the stuff that I was using for him. So I was like, well, this is a very good Molly colour. It'll look brilliant against purple.
True.
But I just need to make sure that it is big enough to do what I'm about to attempt to do with it. And it looks like it.
I like how you're using offcuts, so it's good. It's like a good way of using them up.
Well, otherwise, like, you wouldn't use half of the fabric you'd bought.
Well, yeah. So I started doing dice bags because I was like, oh, I can use up some of my offcuts here. Cool. Sorry, I've got a needle in my mouth so I'm trying to talk. It's real fun.
Classic.
Elfie. Hi, Best Bander's here. Oh, Alicia's saying the child at the Laura's panel can move really fast. Yes, he did. It's good though.
Oh, that absolutely... I was buckled. I could barely breathe when he did that.
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't... That was... I wish that had been my line. It was profound.
It was. Alfie's coming to say hi.
Hey, Alfie.
God damn it, Alfie. I had to move my cosplay stuff out of the way so that you can get a seat for a snug. Best Bander's here, being a cam whore as always. Yes, Poey boy. No Purry lad. AC saying, I saw How to Train Your Dragon 3 last night with my mum and we were sobbing in the cinema. Also, you can...
Yeah, apparently it's really good.
Aww.
I've heard good stuff about it.
Oh, and now the kitty chats have hit chat, it's fine. Alfie is the Best Bander. Hi, Best Bander.
I mean, we knew that. We knew it wasn't either of us for a start.
You like how you were on the promo today? It just happened to be in the background of my pile of cloak, and I was like, oh, it's an Alfie there.
mean, that's the only reason people turned up for the stream. So.
Alfie, you're making it really awkward though, because I've got to like try and sew sideways now because of you getting on my knee. So, yeah, no, I'm the best. Can we move sideways, please? Can we go onto the sofa? There we go. That's where he was all the other rest of the time. I love you, but you're a pain when I'm trying to sew. Like, Alfie will want to sit on this 100% though. Like, he would love to have cuddles with this big cloak. It's got like a double layer of wool as well, because I like just happened to have 2 layers of the. When it was folded over, it was basically the perfect size. So I was like 2 layers of wool and the layer of lining and the fluff. I'm gonna be nice and warm. Such a bean. He's so cute. We all came here for the cat. I mean, yeah, basically.
We didn't actually expect any different, to be honest, at this point.
Alfie's the best member of Bando. He's never done a cosplay in his life, have you, Alfie? not for lack of trying. I haven't actually tried to make him cosplay. I think he would have my hand off if I tried. So.
Yeah, the words bitch fit spring to mind.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we're officially halfway along this bit. Taking a little while.
Okay. I've got the fabric for my sleeves cut. Sleeve, 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 and breathe. What's the chat saying? I love your panel videos. They make me laugh so much. I like your take on the characters. I came for you guys and your cat. Sorry, I can't spell his name. Came for the humans, stayed for the cat. Thank you, Ash.
Pretty much.
AC is saying, sorry, who are you? I only know Alfie. Getting wide. Casually Quirky saying, my dog is going to cosplay when she's fully trained. Oh, that's cute. And Leona's saying, I think you have a sleeve. Yeah, I got so much sleeve. I'm trying to think of what I should start working on next. I should probably do the bit that I super don't want to do and sew the trim round the neck on the shirt, just because I'm getting to the point now where I need to start sewing on the sewing machine, and that's real gross for you guys to listen to. So...
Your favourite thing, which is hand sew. See, my favourite thing is legit hand sew.
I hate hand sewing so much.
Really
but my needle's in the other room, so I'll be back in a mo.
I just really enjoy it because I find it really, really relaxing. Like, I've sat here now, I've got halfway through, like, I'm good. I just find it really relaxing because it's quite repetitive. Usually it means as well, like, everything else is kind of done-ish enough. Like, this cloak is kind of together now, apart from this little bit being sewn on. AC's saying, currently playing Call of Duty and Alfie has blessed me with actually being good at it. There you go. Lee's saying, I just got home but don't know what to do. Start my morph or start making a prop list for a player I might be redirecting. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Molly's tail gave me a fright.
Okay.
I'd put the shirt over the top of it, and like, because I've put the latex on it, it's to make it feel like skin. So I was like, no. What the heck is that? I gave myself the fright of my life.
Gave yourself a fright with your own tail.
Yep.
Oh dear.
how often do you think I'll do that at the con?
Well,
Like,
how often do you think you'll scare me? Because you'll be like pressed up to show my cloak, and I'll be like, "What's that?" Oh, it's a latex thing. Whoa. Because let's be real,
okay,
you're going to be
cookie.
sharing the cloak.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there was at no point was I claiming I would not be getting under there with you.
We'll change your dad.
Yeah, I'm the one in the big cloak.
And I'm not the one in body paint. Actually, it's happening more and more recently. I think I've done my time. Nah, I will find another character I want to cosplay again that won't have body paint. I'll go, oh well, that's my life again. Casually saying, sorry, Ash is saying I should be making trousers for college, but this seems more important. Ish. Should
craft
you to
along
craft.
with us.
Yeah, craft along.
Craft along with us.
Casually saying hand sewing hurts. It's fun, but I'm constantly like driving the needle into my skin. Well, don't do that. Like, there's better ways.
What I should do is I should take this off my face and move it down to what I'm actually doing, or attempt to. Oh good god, I'm making it worse, not better. Making it worse, not better. Making it worse, not better.
Oh dear.
Oh sweet Jesus. There we go. Let's see how long that lasts. 2 seconds. 2 seconds we got, guys. I tried. Right, what else can I balance this on? It super does not want to play. I'm going to move my phone case out the thing. And then you can kind of see what I'm up to now.
Lee saying, is Banda going to Sunny again? We've been talking about Sunny. We cannot confirm or deny, but we've been talking about Sunny quite a lot.
Yeah, we're essentially... You can't say until you're announced. Take that as you will. So yeah, essentially all I'm doing at the moment is I'm pinning this around the outside to make it look not bad. But essentially, yeah, Sunny is a con that we're always happy to be at if they'll have us.
Yes.
I'm having to... I keep going to like lift it up to show the camera and then remembering that I've got the camera is down here now.
Put it this way, we have a combination booked in Newcastle at some point this year. Heidi's saying, have you seen Captain Marvel? Sarah and Debbie went to see it last night.
My mum and dad went to see it last night.
I have not, but I've heard from them it's very good.
It only came out on Friday, didn't it?
It only came out like the other day, so. Lee's saying I'll be seeing it in 11 days. Casually saying I have like 1,000 cosplans. I need to stop making cosplans.
What's that like?
Yeah.
If you work out the secret to not making more cosplans, could you let us know?
Yeah, please. Mine just kind of get moved down the list.
Yeah.
Like, depends on who it, like, what it is and who it is and what it's for. So,
yeah.
Like, Yasha kind of got bumped up because you were taking Molly, so it was like they go together in physical.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of makes sense to me to do Yasha. Otherwise, I'd have totally probably reworn somebody for both days. Let's face it. But yeah, like it just depends on what it is, how much time it will take. Because like Caleb, for example, like I threw out in about 2 weeks. Because it was all just buying stuff and amending stuff. so it was like I could do him super quick. Yasha technically should have been a lot quicker than she was proving to make. But if I hadn't spent a whole day faffing with lining, we'd have been alright.
Sometimes your brain just doesn't work with it.
Yeah.
That's allowed.
Just wasn't sitting right, and I just wasn't happy, and I'm like, just like, well, because I could have just sat there and gone, well, never mind, I'm not going to sit right, but then I wouldn't have been happy in it all day. So I'm like, it's kind of like the main part of the cosplay.
Or it's the bit that's at eye level anyway.
Yeah. It's like, it's the bit that's all the way down my front. It's not sitting right. Fun.
Okay, almost done the first one with a trim. Oh god, I've realised I've moved it completely out of camera zone now. I am not getting used to this, guys. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to be like one of those cool cosplay Twitch streamer people where they show you like close up of what they're actually working on.
Cameras, though, and some big headphones. Oh wait, you got them.
No, I've got 2 screens and big headphones.
Yeah.
There's not 2 cameras. That's
not like
it's when you gotta have 2 cameras to be a real Twitch streamer.
Yes. I'm like, it's super boring what I'm actually doing, so I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Oh, I mean, same. I'm literally pinning lace trim to. Where's my scissors?
Well, I'm kind of doing basically exactly the same. I'm just sewing on the fur trim. Like, just securing it on top of it. I'm not even doing it properly. Lee's saying, fun question for everyone, what is your oddest con memory? Oh god.
Oddest con memory? God, that's a...
we do a whole panel on cosplay stories, so there's that. We have many. Lee's saying, I have 2. One in the contest, my silk veil poi got badly tangled, and the other I entered a costume contest as I was told I looked like someone and came third. Nice. Heidi said, I think Luke should do the villain Rohan the Accuser. I don't know.
Oh, the Lee Pace character.
Oh, okay. Yes.
No. I think is the nicest way I can put that. No, that's not happening. If you want to see someone who did that real cool, though, you should check out Abyssinian Cosplay. Yes. They're a German cosplayer, and boy howdy,
yes,
they just do amazing cosplays, just full stop. But they actually were, was it last year, they were Germany's Euro cosplay summit people with their partner Pasta.
Yes.
Their cosplays are freaking amazing. They also do I think they just went through like a Lee Pace kind of moment for a while, because I found them through their Thranduil cosplay.
Yep.
Okay, so you can kind of see-ish what that part of the neck's kind of looking like now. So it'll be all kind of frilly. And it'll hide the mess of this hem, which is nice. Seeing as that's essentially its reason for being.
AC saying his oddest con memory will be me falling asleep on a couch and waking up to see my best friend who's allergic to mangoes drinking a drink with mangoes in it and panicking once she found out. You're always con dad, aren't you? Like, AC is always the con dad.
I'm trying to think of drinks with mangoes in it which haven't heavily advertised that they have mangoes in them.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a single one.
Me neither.
Because usually they're like, and it's got mangoes! Because
mangoes are real, to be fair, mangoes are real tasty.
They're real tasty, and they're also quite expensive. Yeah. So usually if something's got mangoes in it, they're pushing the fact that they've got mangoes in them.
Exactly. I'm all over anything with mangoes, and I'm like, yeah, sweet. Give me that apple and mango juice.
Right. Do.
Casually's asking, what's your favourite Dragon Age character?
Oh no, that's hard.
It's not hard for me, Cassandra.
Oh no, that is hard.
It's hard for you,
Okay, no, I'm going to have to
so
say
many.
Krem. I'm going to have to say Krem, because Krem is just like the best boy regardless of anything.
Yeah.
Krem is just godly.
Yes.
But Dorian and Fenris come a real close second. Like, much to both of their hatred, they're probably tied. For me, anyway.
Dorian is so good, though. I love Dorian.
Well, I weirdly, when I first saw the art for him, I was like, don't think I'm going to like you, my dude. And then I was like, no, you're actually... I don't know if I want to, like, be you, be your best pal. Like, would die for Dorian Pavis.
Yes, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He tries.
It's
He tries
also where it's
real
like,
hard.
I have so many friends that cosplay him as well. I'm just like, yes. All of the Dorian.
At this point, I'm more like, what friends do you have that don't cosplay Dorian?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Debbie, maybe?
Debbie. Yeah, Debbie doesn't cosplay Dorian. That's about it. There's you, there's Victor, there's Dimitri.
Dimitri is such a good Dorian. Obviously, Victor's an amazing Dorian as well. Like, all Dorians are good Dorians.
Yeah, basically. That Dragon Age CMV we did with Victor. Just him emerging in the bloody in the dressing in my dressing gown.
Oh god, yeah. It wasn't a CMV. It was a
skit.
It was like a full-on skit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys ever want to see a fun Dragon Age skit that was scripted and recorded and edited and just the general brainchild of Victor, Mr. Victor Lockhart, hop over to Victor's channel and check out that amazing bad boy. If for some reason it blows my mind to think that there might be someone on here watching our stuff who doesn't already watch Victor's stuff.
Yeah.
But in the off chance that is you, do that. We did a little collab with him, and I think there's still like footage out there in the ether of what could possibly be an episode 2.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Because we recorded a lot.
Yeah, we did. We were out there for ages recording.
It literally got to the point where we were so tired.
Yeah.
That we were filming the last bits in the hotel, and I fell asleep on the bed.
Yeah.
While we were filming.
You had to be in full, like...
I had to be in full armor, like, right up until the last minute. I was doing a big die.
Yeah. So we got onto the hotel and we were just like, so we're filming Luke's bit first, and then he can die.
At least so that I could get out of costume a little bit, even if I couldn't get out of makeup.
Lee saying, what is your dream cosplay if money and time was not a factor?
Ape Sapien.
Question, and I always...
Ape Sapien. Ape Sapien.
I always forget.
Ape Sapien. I love Abe a lot. He's a real good boy. I would also get someone to make it for me.
Yeah, that's true.
And someone to wear it for me, because God, that would be a hard costume to wear for a long time. No, that's a costume that I would absolutely love, but is so out of like my like wheelhouse that I would never actually do it.
Yeah.
Um,
See, again, we were talking about, like, my fella really, like, enjoys the Warhammer lore, but he's not really into Warhammer, but he also sees a lot of cosplays, obviously, as well. And I was showing him, actually, one of my friends who does a lot of the Warhammer cosplays, and I was thinking about, like, basically he wears, like, massive boots that, like, take him up to, like, 7 feet tall. And, like, it's just a massive costume to move around in, but he always has someone with him, like, to kind of act as a handler and, like, be able to sort of move him out of the way and stuff. And I was like, that would be really cool to, like, wear, but also I would die. So I'm also like, that would be my kind of dream cosplay, I guess, if I didn't have to make it myself. But, like, because, yeah, it would be well.
They're not practical costumes.
No. Like, I would also
we
die.
don't exactly have the most practical costumes most of the time anyway,
No.
but that's the ultimate impractical costume.
Oh, yeah. But that would, probably something like that would be, like, my dream cosplay, of just being able just to wear it for a little bit would be, like,
yeah,
that would be pretty cool. But also, like, I wouldn't be able to practically because, like, a lot of them have the helmets and stuff as well, and I can't deal with anything to make my face concealed. Claustrophobia is a real thing. It's a real fun time. Casually saying, I adore Dorian, good taste, good taste. Lee saying, mine will be Tali or Kasumi from Mass Effect. Mass Effect's a good one.
Oh, Garrus is good as well.
Yes.
I'd love to do a Garrus with, like, full-on stilts.
Yes. See, we both like the impractical stuff, it's great.
See, I've, like, been trained on how to, like, walk in stilts, though, so that's, like, less of an issue for me than it would be for you.
I would just die. Ash is saying Victor is my favourite Dorian. Just Victor is my fave. He's a pretty good boy.
He's up there for us as well. Yes. He's up there for us as well.
He does some real good CMB times. Real good CMB times. And he's just a lovely human, which is always...
He's a very good boy.
He's a very good boy. Alicia's saying, I found Victor's videos from your SnowCon live stream.
Oh man, SnowCon! That was like this time last year.
It was this time last year. So, fun fact, Rycon got snowed off because there was a massive snowfall in Glasgow. I couldn't get anywhere near you. You guys all had, like, buses cancelled and everything.
Oh no, it wasn't just buses cancelled. Scotland closed.
Scotland closed, yeah.
Like, there were, like, genuine food shortages.
Yeah.
In Scotland. It was like, it went full post-apocalyptic up here. Like, bread was the new world currency. It was getting a bit ridiculous.
You saying there was, like, no bread left at Tesco. Oh my god.
Like, genuinely, we ended up managing to get bread because one of the women that I work with was friends with a guy who was a chef that ran a restaurant, and he had made rolls, and when they'd gone out, they'd passed him when he was dog walking, he gave them rolls.
Oh no.
And then Kiaz and Gwen gave us some of the rolls. Like, that's how we got bread.
I mean, I've done it before where I think there were, like, I can't remember now how there was, like, food issues. I can't remember. But I remember, like, making bread because there was
like, there wasn't even stuff to make bread with.
God.
Like, that was the point we're at, because I would quite have happily just, like, made us the bread.
Yeah,
but
you make soda bread regularly. Oh boy. But yeah, we basically ended up doing a live stream with Victor, because Victor also couldn't go to Rycon. So, yeah. We were just like, we'll do this now, this is called SnowCon, this is our new con, right?
I hope we never have SnowCon again.
No, I don't want SnowCon. SnowCon is a bad con. Forgot about
like, it wasn't a bad con, it just was not the con we were supposed to be at.
It's not the con we'd paid for and bought travel for and everything else. Oh god, trying to get refunds on that was ridiculous. Never mind the fact that they cancelled Scotland. No, the train companies wouldn't
They cancelled Scotland, yeah, I mean, essentially that's what happened.
Train company wouldn't accept it though. I was like, you literally told me I could not travel because Scotland was cancelled. I remember I was sitting there at work, like, checking the train times, like...
Because we were so full of hope right up until last minute. We're like, no, it's going to clear,
I
it's
had my
going to be okay.
suitcase with me at work, I was, like, ready to travel, I was like, no.
Yeah, just... Like, because it wasn't clear down your end either, but it was just, it was a complete write-off up here.
Yeah, like, it wasn't too bad down my end, but yeah, they basically cancelled everything. So, like, no in or out at all, like, nothing at all. So I was like,
There was no flights, no buses, like, literally nothing was happening up
nothing
here.
for, like, 4 or 5 days at least.
Yeah, because it was the 1st and the 2nd of March.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's supposed to be spring where I come.
Yeah, which I think is why they've now put it in May, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it safe.
Oh, funny. Ash is saying Victor currently has my Dorian Gray manuscript. Nice.
Ooh.
Casually quirky saying in NC we panic when we have an inch of snow. Yeah, it's pretty much like the UK, to be honest. It's pretty bad.
Like, in fairness though, last year we were looking at like there was like 5 foot and stuff like that. It was unseasonable.
Yes.
Like, we usually get a little bit of snow in March here, but like this was like literally closed the country.
Yeah. Ash is saying, Beach from the East was the time we didn't get any snow in our little corner of Scotland, but we had no fuel. Oh boy. Lee's saying I was at SnowCon dressed as Azula. I remember him actually sending us a picture showing he was cosplaying. Cosplay at our con! I think we all cosplayed actually. We all
tried to, yeah.
Yeah. We all did like a little mini cosplay. So I think because I literally had like everything packed as well. It was all like packed ready to go. I was like, oh.
Because I remember I had the top half of Feridon, and that was it. Like, I think I had my pajama trousers on the top half. I was like, no one's going to see me from the waist down. I'm wearing my comfies.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm in joggers right now. But yeah, that was because again that was supposed to be our first con of the year as well, so we're all really excited for it. And it's like, oh, okay. So I'm not. And
then we almost got snowed in at Birmingham.
Oh, trying to go back down there and back in one day while the snow was coming down, going, oh my god, oh my god. It's that time.
And then almost getting snowed in again at Insomnia when we were on our way back up to Scotland.
Yeah.
And it was like 11 o'clock at night, and it got to the point where we were just after the border.
Yeah.
And it was a whiteout, and we were just like, Alison, you can't stop driving.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you messaging me.
I was just like you can literally see it in the vlog, because we videoed the last bit of it. We're just like, yep. It was just pitch black and just snow going at the car constantly. And Scream, yeah. Pretty much covers it.
He's saying, has this been asked? Thoughts on Sword and Shield? I don't know what that is.
That's the new Pokemon game.
Oh.
My thoughts on it are I'm over the Scottish memes because they're all done by people who've clearly never heard a Scottish person before. To the point where I genuinely, the first few times I read it, because I hadn't seen like the trailer yet or heard anything about it, I literally couldn't work out what they were trying to get this character to sound like. Because obviously they tried to do like the Scottish Twitter thing with it, but it's all done by non-Scottish people.
No, the best thing about Scottish Twitter is it's done by Scottish people, so it's actually relevant.
Yeah, like, so it was all these people who've clearly gone on and like typed in Scottish words, and it's like stuff that no one ever says. It's like, oh, I see you've swallowed an entire Robert Burns dictionary poem, like,
oh dear.
And just like spammed that out. But yeah, I'd actually literally messaged a friend being like, what is this meme? I do not understand. It looks like Pokemon, but and they're like, oh, it's Scottish, and I was like, no, it's not. And they were like, yeah, they're like, it's Scottish, like you should be able to read that. I was like, no. So that was that chat. So I don't like that meme just because it's so badly done. But I'm kind of salty that it's only for the Switch. Because I've been looking forward to another like main series Pokemon game for a while. I really didn't enjoy Sun and Moon, controversially. Like, I didn't like the fact that they changed, essentially for me, everything that Pokemon was. So you didn't do gym battles or anything anymore. Like, that was all gone. So I was hyped at the idea that they were maybe bringing back some of the old kind of mechanics to it. And then I found out it was only for Switch. I don't have a Switch. So I was like, guess I won't play that game anytime soon.
See, Matt's got Switch, and literally all he's playing on at the moment is competitive Tetris. So...
Not Breath of the Wild, the only true game to play on a Switch.
But he's also just got Devil May Cry. He's just got the new Devil May Cry. No, he's still playing competitive Tetris. He sent me a message before saying he came second. I was like, oh, there you go.
I hate Tetris. It stresses me out so hard. Because I can't orientate stuff. Like, that's my shape. Like, Tetris is literally like an anxiety hell pit for me.
See, weirdly, I like Tetris.
Nope. Like, just the sound, just like the music from Tetris, like, brings me out in a cold sweat.
Oh, no.
Like,
it's not a good sign.
Someone's going to ask me to solve a shapes problem. Watch as that's everything that we get asked to do in D&D tomorrow night. I'm just like, ugh.
Shapes problem. We're both like, oh no! I cannot do shape.
Guess we're passing that off to someone else in the party.
Yeah.
Heidi saying, would you do any of the characters from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? I've done characters from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit before. I did Fili, like literally like 6 or 7 years ago. I did Fili. I've done Frodo in the past.
You know Frodo? I didn't know that.
I did Frodo just for like a little event.
That's cute.
Like, I had the entirety of a Thranduil costume built for a cosplay burlesque show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Which went nowhere and ended up not getting worn. But that was a thing. And I'd love to do Aragorn at some point.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's one of those ones where I go, oh, I'd like to do it, but like, because it's never like been part of a group or anything, it's always just kind of gone,
I built Legolas as part of a group because someone else had already taken Aragorn, because Aragorn would have been my natural choice.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, I'll do Legolas. Like, this is like way back when I first started cosplaying as well. It took me 2 years to build him, and by then this group was non-existent anymore. And so I had Legolas. I've still got Legolas in the cupboard. He's still pretty well sewn. And I've literally got a bow and knives for him downstairs that I commissioned from a friend. He's been worn twice. One of them was for like half a day. Because I can't transport the bow anywhere because it's foam. So it makes it really hard to transport, and it's literally.
I'm sorry, Mel, but I just want to show off how pretty the side of this looks.
Yeah, it's pretty. So good.
And now I'm going to go back to hand sewing it and screaming.
Well,
but I just.
Hang on, let's
wanted
get
to
my
share.
camera so I can actually see my camera. 2 seconds, because that's the thing. My floofy boy is getting there. You can't see very much because I'm literally just sewing along, but he is getting there. It's getting very floofy time. It's real soft and real nice. Because fun fact, I ordered 2 of these like little stole things because Luke was like, "Hey, you should just order one of those and sew the thing to it." I'm like, "That sounds like a plan."
That's how I do all my fur trim.
Yay! So I ordered one, and then I ordered it, I think, and it came back like a message from the eBay seller saying, "It's Chinese New Year, we can't ship right now." So I was like, "Cool, okay, I'll go order another." And then they came back to me and said, "That was an automatic message, we can ship now." So I've also got another one, but this one was better anyway. So I'm using the better one for the top of here, and then potentially you're going to use the other one for the top of the boots. So it's not going to get wasted. But this one was way better than the other one anyway, because there was one that was a lot cheaper, because it was coming from China. Well, this one was a little bit more expensive, but like not too much, so I wasn't too bothered about the fact that I was like, oh well, I'm getting 2 of them, because I kind of need 2 anyway. Heidi's saying, I think you should do Thorin or Killy. Don't know who that's for, but like at some point potentially, but again, it's one of those where it's like near the bottom of the list because we don't really have a group for it. So it's a little bit like I've got Legolas in the cupboard. He's only been worn twice because I don't have a group for it. I like group cosplays far too much.
I think as well, like neither of them are like particularly my brand right now.
Yeah, like Legolas is far too serious for my type right now. Like, nah. So not really my type of character.
Like you go through like phases of liking particular kind of builds or particular kind of aesthetics and stuff for characters. Like I'm really enjoying doing characters which let me put a lot of like little bits of trim and stuff on at the moment. Because it just adds so much depth to it for me. Yeah. But like with the dwarves and stuff, there's a lot more like bulking up stuff, and like it's all very straight lines, and that's just not my jam right now.
Yeah, like my thing is very much like strong female characters right now, usually armored. But like so Yasha.
so Yasha.
It was a bit like as soon as she came
so
into the picture, it's like, well.
So
yeah.
Oh yeah, like I think we just like sent you pictures of her.
Yep. Just like, oh, and it was the same with Cassandra, wasn't it? You were just like sending me pictures.
I was like, well, you're going to do Cassandra, regardless of anything.
Started it for me though, because I hadn't done like a lot of female characters for a bit. Like I'd done a lot 50-50, like female and male for quite a while. And then I just started finding my joy in the strong female characters again. So I was like, cool, that's where I'm going. Because
I've hit a button.
Apart from Caleb,
else disappeared.
Like Caleb's literally my only like male cosplay for quite a while. Apart from so it's him and Merle. But like I also haven't had to draw like Scruff on for quite a long time. So I was like, what is this? How do I do this again?
Oh god, I just bodied my pen somewhere.
God.
Oh, found it.
Reagan's saying I'd love to do a Killy cosplay and probably a Frodo cosplay as well. Isa cosplay? Hi, welcome. Saying I'm considering doing Yasha, but it's kind of hard to find high-res reference pictures, or maybe I'm a bad Googler. No, it is. It's really hard to find high-res reference pictures. I actually ended up using the animated intro, more of a reference, because I could pause it at certain points and go, oh, there we go. But also to the same point, like I don't really. The reason why I like Critical Role and Taz stuff is because you don't have to be super accurate. Like,
oh yeah, like I've taken a lot of inspiration from like different fan arts as well, or just like bits and pieces that I already had that I was like, oh, I could mod that for this bit, or
like practicality, because it's like normally I wouldn't bother making a cloak, but I'm also like, this is a sleeveless top that I'm making that I'm going to freeze in March, so I'm going to make a cloak. I've never made a cloak in my life. Hi Luke, how do I do the thing?
You cut a big shape, you sew it to another big shape, and then you make a bigger shape.
But see, because Luke knows how my brain works, he managed to explain it to me in a way where I actually got it. So this is why we've actually got the shape.
With the help of Bethan.
With the help of Bethan going, this is how you do the thing. Okay, thanks, Bethan. Love you. Love you all in you getting my brain. Oh, okay. So they keep checking that the ribbon's nowhere near it. It's not. It's good. It's all the way down there. That's cool. Right. Lee's saying, time to play Persona 5. My partner's been playing loads of that, and I keep hearing the music in the background.
Way to sound salty, Mel.
Salty. No, he it's like one little bit of it where like it plays a really repetitive little track, and for some reason it just like
goes through your head.
Hear it. So it's like, Casually's asking, what's your favourite video games and systems?
I'm probably a PC gamer, mostly. Though my console is a PS4.
I am not generally a gamer. The fella is, though, so the fact that you already had Dragon Age made me play Dragon Age and got 100 hours into it. Actually, started another one as well. I really should not get back into that until I finish cosplay stuff. That's my as well.
I've had Shadows of Mordor for, as of next Wednesday, I'll have had that a year. I have still not got around to playing it. Oh, no. I want to play it real bad, but I just do not have the time. My plan is, I think, as soon as I get my surgery date, that's going to be my 3 weeks. Yeah. It's just going to be hardcore playing Shadows of Mordor.
Good
because I won't be able to do anything else.
Yeah, that and reading lots of good fan fiction.
Well, I've read most of what's out.
But then I was like, you're more into the fan fiction. So.
I like books. I just read books far too quick to be able to afford to buy books.
Exactly.
Don't need to buy fan fiction.
AC's saying, I'm doing a Legend of Zelda group cosplay with my teammates now. I don't know when or how, but it's happening. That's cool. Like, Zelda stuff is super pretty. Like, I just like the art style of it as well. It is really pretty. I still think of the Ergo guys when I think of Zelda stuff as well. Isa's saying, yeah, I'm looking at doing either Yoda or Molly from Critical Role, funnily, but I'm not sure yet which one. What's up?
I just mashed my elbow into the table when I was trying to put a pen away.
The worst.
Yeah, literally.
Casually saying I want to do Marauders group. Awesome. My friends are being Remus or Sirius. I don't really fit James or Peter, so I'm trying to decide between Severus, Lucius, and Lockhart. Ooh.
Lockhart's a good one. Yeah. I feel like if I didn't do Snape, I would probably do Gilderoy Lockhart. Because he's fun.
Like, Peter, no one wants to be Peter. It's fine. It's cool. We just ignore the fact he's not there in panel. It's fine. we
sometimes have like a guest Peter.
We make Sarah do it. Or sometimes we have Hannah do it. Because we also have a lot of friends that also cosplay from Marauders, so hence why we end up with panels with half the audience that we introduce as part of the panel. So yeah, because Victor's Lockhart is so
funnily enough.
Funnily enough, yeah, with his surname. But yeah, that was very fun. Bringing into SunnyCon was real fun. Lee's saying my favourite game is Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast. That's a cool system. That's cool. Lee's saying
Dragon Age. I realised we didn't say what our favourite games were. Mine's is quite obviously Dragon Age.
Mine's pretty much Dragon Age. Or any kind of RPG type game. Like, if you think back to the old school ones like Broken Sword and Monkey Island, that kind of thing is what I kind of like. I've also dabbled in World of Warcraft as well. I had to stop that one because I was putting far too much time into it.
Oh yeah, like, I super wanted to get into World of Warcraft. Like, I don't know if any of you are of an age to remember what is now called old school RuneScape, which hurts me. It physically hurts me because I remember when they launched old school RuneScape, and this was upgraded RuneScape, and I was just like, yeah, like me and my friends were all into that. But then like it's when they started monetization, we were like, oh well, it's not free anymore. We might as well like find a bigger game that's like if we're gonna have to pay for stuff on it. And we'd looked into doing World of Warcraft, but I was of an age where I did not have disposable income of my own and didn't want to explain to my parents that I wanted them to shell out something for a game and then repeatedly shell out for it afterwards.
See, I ended up playing it, I think, I can't remember why now. I think it was like around Christmas holidays time because I had like a week off work or 2 weeks off work or something. And I was like, oh, like I'll give this a go because I just I think I got some credit or something on something or other, so I thought, oh, I'll put that into World of Warcraft for now and see if I like it or not. And then I ended up subbing for like a couple of months, but it was one of those. I think I got to like level 50 or like got to the level where I could get a horse, and then was like no longer interested now. But it wasn't.
Oh, did you ever? This is now going off in a World of Warcraft like side story. Have any of you in the chat ever watched Griffin McElroy's playthrough of Peacecraft?
No.
Which is, oh Mel, that's what you're doing this afternoon. That's what I'm now doing this afternoon again. I was going to watch Umbrella Academy. Now I'm going to watch this. It's essentially he plays World of Warcraft, but completely like.
Just does
completely pacifist.
Yeah,
completely
just a little herb gathering and would.
Oh no! Like it's you think it's going to be that? No, it's even worse.
Oh no!
It's even worse because it takes it to the McElroy extreme.
Nice.
It's a gift. You need to watch that. I will send you a link to it tonight. But and you guys on the chat should all. Okay, someone else has seen it as well. Someone else is saying Peacecraft is so good. It's a journey that you go on with him. And it's amazing.
Oh god, there's a lot of chat. Blimey! All right.
This is the busiest chat's been in a hot minute.
Have you read Casting Moonshadows? It's a Worldstar fanfiction.
If it's on Archive of Our Own, I have read it because it got to the point where I had literally read
all fanfiction.
all of it because I have a problem and I far too quickly. So it will get to a point where what I'll do is at the start of each month I'll have like a list of my fandoms and I'll go, okay, so I'll read everything that I've missed or not caught up to on this one. I'll read everything that I've missed or not caught up to on this one. I'll read it and like make it through, and then by the time usually that I've got to the end of the list, it's the start of the next month, and then I do it again. Because my reading speed is obnoxious.
Regan's saying that they would be playing James because they suit James far too much. I'm like, that's a scary thought. It's a bit like me playing Sirius, to be fair. It's interesting when Sirius brain comes out when you're not in a panel. It's like, get back in your box, Sirius.
Oh, we always know when it happens because she gets this wee look in her face and she has like this proper like dirty granny laugh. Like it's like and you're like, oh no, Sirius is here.
Sirius is here, go back in your box. Regan's saying would like to recommend everyone watching Umbrella Academy. I think everyone is doing that at some point, to be fair. Like, I've watched bits.
I was going to do it tonight, but Peacecraft, my dude. Peacecraft. I got to watch all of Peacecraft again. It's wild.
I'm like 3/4 done, I think. But yeah, I'm like properly securing it on though. This is it.
I was going to say, I have never taken that long to sew on a bit of fur.
No, like what I'm doing.
But I literally tacking stitch it on, so I will need to re-stitch it every time I wear that costume, whereas that is probably going to outlast me on this earth.
Yeah, like this is literally just, it's getting like cross-stitch along the top, essentially. So I'm not going to do anything along the bottom, I'm just doing it along the top. So it's going to hold it real secure. But also I know how rough I am on costumes.
What is your favourite Marauder ships? Everyone gets upset because said you really ship Wolfstar. I do ship Snilly, but I only under very specific circumstances. It has to like go AU from like year 5. Because obviously that's where everything kind of went to shit. And that's kind of where we pitch all of our panels at before everything's gone to shit. I have a lot of strong feelings about how characters could have turned out otherwise if it was not for child abuse and neglect. But I will not get into that just now because I could basically write a thesis on it.
But this is kind of as well why when we decided that we were doing a panel on it, we were like, but we need a balance to Sirius and James basically being bullies at this point. Like, Remus less so. But Sirius and James are just bullies, and they are. Like, 100%. As the Sirius cosplayer, they are 100% bullying Snape. So having Narcissa in there is and Lucius is a real good, like, bounce-off thing. Because that's why we end up having Narcissa hate on Sirius so much. Because it's a good balance.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel one-sided then. Because, you know, I'm a big girl, I can take it. But I mean, we've had to explain to people before, like when we've had people joining our panels and stuff, we're like, look, if you're coming in as a certain character, your character is going to get relentlessly bullied. Nothing against you. You know? And
we do it between ourselves as well. When Mel and I first were going to do Sirius and Snape, literally as we were entering the building, we're like, no holds barred, no holds barred. What happens in the panel stays in the panel. What happens in the panel stays in the panel. We're like, cool.
Because people can get like super offended if they think it's actually at them rather than at their character.
Yeah.
Because it can be like sometimes you get that bleed, and
especially if there's something that you see in that character that is relatable for you.
Yes.
And then that's not fair, and
it's not fun.
It's why we recommend not doing panels with people you don't know.
Yes.
Because we've literally been doing this for years, so like we know where everyone's sore spots are. Yeah. We're all friends first and foremost who just happen to do this other weird thing as a hobby and perform. So we know that there's certain things that will really hurt and upset those people, and we do everything we can to make sure that that's not the angle that something ends up taking.
Yeah,
because it's as soon as someone's upset, it's not fun for anyone anymore. Because we've had panels where that has happened.
Yeah, sadly. But it's also where it's like everyone knows each other's boundaries as well. Like we've said it many times, but like I have a partner, so for me it's like I love Wolfstar, but I'm never gonna be like kissing Debbie because she's my friend. It's not my partner. We might imply it, but. Never actually happens. But like because I'm such good friends with everybody gets that and everybody understands that. And even when we were filming that, like the guys, like literally Sarah and Debbie were just very much like, if you're not comfortable with it today, we don't have to do it. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Like it's cool. You know, it's because for me it's a real like boundary thing. But again, you know, we have such things where, you know, we have like so many physical comedy things as well, where it's like I'll just sit there if Luke's coming up behind me, it's Snape, I know what he's gonna do, he's gonna smack a book on my face apparently, but he's not actually gonna do it, so just keep my head real still.
you're more likely to get hurt if you move.
Yeah, exactly, just keep my head real still, because all he'll do is smack his hands together at my face, but it looks like he's smacking me with a book. But I just know just to keep my head real still. But yeah, it's like silly little things like that. But yeah, definitely like in character stuff can be really hard to do if you don't know the people.
It's just there's less safety in it. Yes. I think it's not. Yeah, it's you're less likely to be like, you know what, I am completely safe and secure in this.
Yeah. Because like you'll always have as well like out of character stuff as well. Like you might be really tired or really not feeling it or just feeling really ill or like, and other people can cover for you in a group panel. So like we had one Nightville panel where we genuinely thought Alison was not going to make it to the panel because she was really, really, really ill, and we were like, can we explain that Cecil's not in the panel? Can we not? Like, what were you going to do? And then literally she turns up 10 minutes before the panel, like, dying, but there. It was a time. You're not coming through at all, noise-wise. You're unplugged.
No?
Very quiet.
Hello?
Still not really hearing you.
Hello?
No.
No. Okay, give us a sec. Anything?
Like, very, very, very quiet. But, like...
That's weird.
Have you hit a volume button or anything?
No, I've gone through all the bits. I've not touched anything.
Oh, you're coming back now, hang on. Like, move your microphone close to your face.
Like, that's...
There you go, you're back. It was just the microphone being weird. That's weird.
Fab. Okay, good God, it's busy in here. Your favourite? I like Snilly. I like Snoopin' too. Mostly because how cute a ship name is that?
Also, Debbie loves it.
It's some good times. It's some good times. But that's kind of like my main ones. Like I was super into Wolfstar when I was younger, but I'm less into it now.
I just like trying to work it into everything. It's great.
and you do.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, everyone's just like, Klaus is amazing, Klaus is amazing, you're all correct.
Yes.
The Marauders is full of bullying and yeah. I think
bullies.
I'm not going to get into it because again, I will spend literally the rest of the night talking your ear off about stuff. But yeah, but Snape is a feisty boy. Yeah, like that's I felt something that we had to do.
Yeah. Because
otherwise, for me, I was like, well, how the hell would he have survived?
Yeah.
If he wasn't like,
a little bit
you know, that kind of stabby goth kid? Like, that's kind of how I saw, like, Teenage Snape was just, like, that kind of stabby goth kid. Like, you have, like, the artsy goth kids, and then you have, like, the kind of, like, just goth kids, but then there's the stabby one, and you're like, oh, like, maybe not gonna piss that one off because a little bit volatile. So I was like, okay, he's gonna be the stabby goth kid. Yep. Like, that's right there where he is. Yep. AC saying, I mentioned to my friend that you do a Marauders panel, and she said I should break out my old Draco cosplay and stick. See, someone tried to do this in one of our panels.
Oh no!
And we would not let it go.
No.
Even when, like, I think the hardest thing sometimes with cosplay panels is when someone in the audience tries to take over the panel. And when you shoot them down, and are like, you don't start by shooting them down. You're trying to be like, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna. You try to in character move around and kind of suggest that, you know, this isn't really the angle we're going with. But thank you for contributing. and then they keep labouring it, and you're like, not doing this. And we've actually had to ask people to leave panels because they've tried to derail it for everyone else. Because it's not us trying to ruin someone's fun. It's this
like,
person.
We don't mind the odd like meme question or whatever. It's like cool. Whatever.
Oh yeah,
like
it's cool.
Fine. You know.
But when you start doing it to the point where you're going to be stopping the enjoyment of it for other people, and that's not just the audience, but also for us, because we don't get paid to do this. We do it because we enjoy it, and if it gets to the point where you're either stopping us or stopping the rest of the audience members from enjoying the performance, then you've become a problem and you need to either shut up or get out.
Yeah, we've had to ask people to leave. I've had to talk to somebody like very quietly off mic to be like, hey, just tone it down a bit. And granted, they toned it down a bit, which was cool. So it's like, yeah, cool. You know, but again, it's one of those where it's like, when we have, especially Marauders panels, because it can get a bit mental, especially if we have like a lot of people in there, like that we know as well. But like everyone kind of knows just to take their moment and kind of run with it, but not belabor the point.
Yeah.
You know?
Let it happen naturally.
Yeah.
And
like,
don't
like
get
Hannah with the Peter and the cheese thing.
Oh god, that was hilarious and upsetting and equal
then other
things.
Hannah with Trelawney as well.
Oh my god, I love her Trelawney. Certainly so. Will always be way cooler to me than Always. The Always, for me, even as a Snelly shipper, because it's like post 5th year, it kind of gets a bit creepy for me.
Yeah, a little bit.
But certainly so. That was
the best.
That was genuinely the best. Isa saying, I started regarding the life and times Marauders fanfic as canon at some point, even though it's not finished. I have not read that. So I know what I'll be doing while I watch Peacecraft tonight. Ash is saying, stabby goth kid, I want that on my t-shirt, cause me.
I mean...
Regan saying, I love the way that you portray Snape, Luke. You do such a good job of cosplaying Snape. Oh, thank you. I do my best to try and do a rounded character of him as much as you can do for like a funny panel. Because it's no fun if you just have a completely one-dimensional character, but obviously you're not wanting to get too deep into stuff when it's supposed to at the end of the day be funny for folk. Heidi saying, as characters I'm confident, but if someone calls me stupid or tells me I'm not academic enough, if I don't get it right the first time, it's bad for me, and especially if they talk about spelling. Like, everyone's got different like stuff, and I think people need to just be, in a whole, just be nicer to each other. Yeah. Like, it's like obviously when we're doing panels and we're winding each other up, it's acting.
Yeah.
It's not genuinely meant to hurt. But yeah.
Because again, we all know each other well enough to know what would genuinely hurt people.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the fact is, like, I will play with being really stupid because a lot of the time I don't hear the questions. So, because I'm really bad hearing. So unless I'm actually there, like, asking the question so I can actually hear it, sometimes I will just miss what the question is. And so I just play it off so she was serious. It's just being really stupid. Because he's really stupid. But, you know, it's something that, like, I use a lot of physical stuff with Sirius because he is a bit thick. So I use a lot more like, let's crawl on the desk right now, that's my time.
Oh god, that gave me the fright of my life.
You gave the audience members the fright of their life as well.
AC saying, yeah, I was going to say that to her, but I had no idea how to word it because I can't English. Like, that wasn't me going off on, like, a one at you, AC. That was just like, for example, like it's one of those like panel etiquette things.
Oh yeah.
That more often than not, like panelists are more than happy that if you're cosplaying something from that world, to like bring you into that world and play in that space with you. But when you try and like take over it, it's when it becomes an issue.
Like we had a perfect example.
Paul with two eyes.
Yes.
Paul with two eyes is the perfect example of how to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where you guys who were here at the start of the chat recognized him as a thing.
Yeah.
Like, because he did it in a way which was so respectful.
Yes.
To the other audience members and to us as panelists. We were more than happy to like lean into that with him. And then bring it into other panels later on that he attended.
More than happy. And the thing is as well, he even asked us at the party we were at, he was like, do you mind like me us doing it? It's like, no, trust me, if we minded you doing it, we'd have told you. We loved
You'd have known.
Like, yeah.
We'd have knocked that down so fast.
Yeah. But like we've also had like, there was a Newt Scamander cosplayer that was at one of our panels, who again played with it a little bit and asked us like in-character questions. And it was awesome. Like, it was really well done. And again, we've had other people, like, in other cosplays that nothing Marauders related that have asked something about their cosplay, because one of us at least will get what they're cosplaying, and we respond back to it as, oh, this is the thing, or oh, this isn't a thing, or, you know, we'll play with that quite happily. You know, if people ask us characters, like, in-character questions that are funny, we'll go with it, you know.
We're here to enjoy it as well at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Is what we're trying to get.
A couple of folk that we could always rely on, like the guy with the hat in Alcon. We could always kind of rely on for at least a decent question. We'd be like, cool. And like Bethan is always our go-to. Bethan or the Ergo lads. Like if we need a question, we'll go to them because we'll know they'll ask something relevant. Like, hey guys.
Isa saying, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know. It's saying The Life and Times is on ff.net. It's that old. Oh boy, I remember those days. That's been a minute. That has been a minute since I've been on there. Though I'd had like a notification on like my old email account that someone had followed like a fan fiction that I'd written like literally like almost like 15 years ago, and had also abandoned about 14 years ago. And I was just like, oh my dude, you're never seeing the end of that. That is gone. But yeah, wow, I just like totally brought that back. Casually Quirky saying, I think my favourite panel is when James was on the ground and Lucius put his feet on top of him and then Snape's hand got licked. What panel was that?
What was that?
Was that the Alcon one where we were in the other room, like one of the first ones with the mystery brews?
Maybe. Oh,
so I'm trying to think of like.
That's not a recent one.
It's not a recent one. I think that might have been that one. Because I'm trying to think of when my hand got licked.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Because the only person who would have done that would have been you.
Yeah.
I'm like, when did that happen?
I don't know. You have to tell us.
That must have been an older one. Oh god, clearly we need to go watch our back catalogue because we're out of time.
Out of touch with what the hell we're doing.
Issa is saying that it's Issa, but it's fine. I don't I take a pride in saying people's names right. I think it's only respectful to find out how people say their names and do it properly.
I've got a really unusual surname that everyone mispronounces, so I'm a little bit like, let's make
which blows my mind because I can't think of another way to say. Like there's literally only one way you can arrange those letters and have a word come out.
It's okay. People go Milani, and I'm like,
Melanie?
really?
Milani?
Like, that's a pretty common name. So then I just go Mel, M-E-L.
I'm sorry if there's someone in chat whose name is Milani, but I was just losing my nonsense over it. Casually Quirky is saying it was a very old panel. Yeah, it's probably that first one then. Back when Theo was doing James.
Oh, I love Theo's James. Good time.
Theo's James good. I just love how everyone does their characters. Yeah. We should probably think about wrapping this up though, because that is 6 o'clock. We've been doing this for 3 hours.
Wow.
And
I'm nearly finished. I've got like 2 inches to go.
He's so faster. Because your boy's sleepy and he needs to like cook dinner and stuff for work tomorrow. Somebody said AC cosplay is AC cosplay. That's for some reason that was funnier when I was reading it on the screen than when I said it out loud. But I had a good chuckle at that. Alicia is saying my name is always pronounced wrong no matter how many times I correct people.
Oh no.
That's rough. Issa said correctly. People keep thinking I have a grammatically weird surname because they think it says is a cosplay when. Oh, okay, and I never considered that until it happened the first time.
Oh no.
I also did not think that, but as soon as you said is a cosplay, I'm like, oh, I see it.
Yeah, I see it too. Like that's actually a good time.
Quirky is saying it's been 3 hours. Wow, I know. Like when we get going on these, they last forever.
Yeah.
Because we just start working on stuff and chatting to you guys, and then you're just like, oh boy.
Especially when chat's busy as well. Like it does make it ridiculously fast.
It's way more fun for us when you guys all show up, because otherwise it's just Mel and I Skyping each other.
Like, hi!
There's no point in correcting people about my name anymore when it's mispronounced. Like, I suppose it's one of those, like, pick your hill to die on. I get that with stuff as well, and you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to start a fight with you on this. But I always like to try and say people's names correctly if it's an issue.
Yeah.
Issa's saying, no, damn it, unsee it. No, I will say your name correctly, but I get where you were coming from with it. Ash is saying better than last week. Oh, last week was... Oh, you think it's bad from your side? You should have felt it how it was on here. We were like jamming our thumbs in our eyes trying to get that to work. AC's like, AC, it's not that hard. Where the hell did they get AC from? Casually saying my pup's name is Nix, and people get so confused. Again, I don't know how else you would say that.
I don't know how else you say Nix. Maybe it's because like I know a lot of people that have either used Nix as like a username or whatever.
Yeah, we come from an edgier time.
Yeah.
Regan is saying, you've been saying my name right anyways. It's Regan, pronounced like Ronald Reagan's name. Like,
Reagan, then.
Reagan. So, oh.
We've been kind of, like, alternating just to try and, mix it up a bit. It's all good.
Sorry, Reagan. I just knew someone with that spelling who preferred being called Regan.
There we go. It's
like the Maeve thing. Like, God save us. Okay. Regan. Cool. Issa, no, wait, AC at cosplay can stand for Assassin's Creed, and I get 10 messages a day asking if I do Assassin's Creed cosplays. I don't know, at cosplay, do you do Assassin's Creed cosplays? Issa, casually quirky. In Dutch, that would sound like you called your pup nothing. But other than that, it's not that hard. Reagan is saying, no, you were right the first time. Oh, for goodness sake. I thought I read that. That was okay. Huh. Regan. You guys are just hurting me. People pronounce it Nick, and I'm like, what? For the dog's name, Nix. That's how it's pronounced. Like your friend's name. Okay, cool.
I screwed you up there then.
Oh, Mel,
Sorry.
constantly getting underfoot. There we go. Regan has set us to rights. I'm not talking to you any, Mel. You're mean.
I'm not talking to you. You're mean. Guess he's nearly finished a bit.
Oh, thank God. Because I've just realised with what time it is how hungry I am.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Hungry time. I might need to finish this a little bit.
Ash is like, thank God I chose a simple name. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Ash.
Oh, it's fun time.
Issa said this name thing has been an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, try being the one that people can hear saying stuff wrong. Like, I just want to be nice to people, and you're all making it hard. Good God.
We're the worst. We are actually the worst.
Oh no, someone's just joined as we're about to finish up. Oh, Zine, I'm sorry.
Oh. The awesome.
It's saying, oof, you guys are amazing. Oh, thank you.
Oh no, how do you pronounce their name though? The awesome girl about Bill Schmidt. Oh, it's an Umbrella Academy reference.
What was AC saying? I don't think he wants to know my. Hey, you say that like family's half Jewish. Cosplay at me, bro. Like, I could probably get through that. Also, studied linguistics with a specialization in phonetics for 4 years.
He's pretty good at that kind of thing.
In that's my play zone. Go for it. Where was I? Regan. Wish I could have an easier name. You've just witnessed what happens with my name.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Literally just there when I did it wrong again. I'm so lucky I go by Sunny. It's too easy. And Issa is saying, well, I guess I'll go tell my parents they gave me a difficult name. Well, you were saying, I'm presuming from what you said earlier that you're Dutch. So that's probably much easier when you're not a filthy first language English speaker like us, who just are so ignorant that we don't know how to say anything. Zine is... Oh, it's Z. I'm reading the H as an I-N. Z. I'm just going to call you Z because it's easier. It's a Italian name. And Regan...
Regan's trying to be nice. Bless them.
Regan. It's Regan, isn't it?
It's Regan.
I've totally lost it.
Yes,
oh, you know what? I'm done. Mel, so faster.
So I'm nearly done.
I'm digging this hole deeper than you are sewing that. Oh, man.
Oh, it's funny.
Issa saying, actually, my name wasn't a common Dutch name for a really long time, so people have been pronouncing my name wrong all my life. They assumed it was like Lisa until a few years ago. Wait. Issa? Okay, you know what? I'm done.
Oh, no, because people be calling them Issa, but it's like actually thinking, like when you hear Issa, you probably think it's Lisa.
Okay. I'm done, yin rings. I can't. My brain's absolute pudding now.
My brain's gone. Right, well, hang on a second. Let's finish this bit off. And let's try
you guys are hilarious. I'm glad someone's enjoying this. Because I'm in pain. Yeah,
Right.
Luke's having troubles. Poor Luke. Are you okay there, Luke?
Trouble.
No. Luke's not okay. Luke's done.
Oops, onion rings.
Onion rings.
Oh no, why you not move? Oh no, I've caught you in somewhere, haven't I? Excuse me, I just...
Mel. It's fine.
It's
Just...
fine. I got it.
It's fine. Just tie the other bit tighter. And...
So I was trying to do it up. This is where I need a Luke.
Well, tough, I'm in Scotland. Come up.
Come at me, Scrubblord.
Come at me, Scrubblord, I'm ripped.
I've got flub everywhere. Yeah!
Woo!
Floofy, floofy, floofy. I've got really
You're
wide
going to be such a good
shoulders.
Yasha. Okay, they're saying that I need to be turned off and turned on again. So which I think is time to end the stream because I'm buckled.
Oh, it's toasty though. It's toasty warm. You'll enjoy this one.
Luke is tired AF. Luke is usually tired AF, but he has hit a wall. So we're going to love you and leave you. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you
it was nice
really
meeting some of you lovely new people. Thank you to all the people whose names I butchered. Thank you to all the people who then laughed at me afterwards. And we'll hopefully maybe see you guys next Sunday.
Yes. See you soon. Bye.